Newsmax too, and you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest-growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
When it comes to taking care of your car, trust matters. And that's why so many drivers choose United Tire and Service. Every United Tire location is owner-operated, with owners who have real automotive backgrounds and stand behind the work they do. People are keeping their cars longer than ever, and reliability matters when you're driving your family around. United Tire doesn't just fix what's wrong, they help you plan ahead, so you're never caught off guard. Right now, they're offering a free vehicle safety check to catch small issues early. Don't drive alone, drive United.
What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Costos, and watching sports isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And my show is not a job, it's a passion. From the NFL playoffs to the NBA and everything in between, celebrate sports with me every day on You Better You Bet from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Download the Odyssey app now and listen to Westwood One Sports from anywhere. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos, live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply.
WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios. Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Just in, the Pima County, Arizona Sheriff's Office is responding to a shooting involving Border Patrol near the U.S.-Mexico border. Meantime, sources tell CBS News that Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is facing scrutiny in the wake of the latest Minneapolis shooting by federal immigration officers. But President Trump, before heading to Iowa, was asked,
Kristi Noem going to step down?
No.
More from CBS's Scott McFarland on changes taking place.
You have Kristi Noem now, according to our latest CBS News reporting, will be more focused on the southern border versus this interior enforcement. Interior enforcement is a way of characterizing having ICE agents in Midwest U.S. cities like Minneapolis. You have Greg Bovino moved out of Minneapolis on short order, and you have Tom Homan shifting from Washington to Minneapolis. That's a shakeup, and I think it's an indication that there's a recognition the controversy, if not the crisis, unfolding for the administration in Minneapolis.
The frigid temperatures in states hit by the recent winter storm are allowing ice to linger on trees and power lines. More than 100,000 customers are still without power in Nashville, Tennessee, where CBS's Nicole Valdez is.
Many people are sort of not prepared in some cases or just simply unsure of how to navigate icy roads and deal with long-duration power outages.
TikTok settles in a social media addiction lawsuit. CBS's Allison Keyes.
TikTok, along with Meta's Instagram and Google's YouTube, was accused of addicting and harming children on purpose, and the lawsuit claims the companies made deliberate design choices aimed at boosting profits. Meta says it strongly disagrees with the allegations, and Google says they simply aren't true.
Snapchat's parent company settled last week. The NTSB holds a final hearing on the deadly mid-air collision near Washington last January.
Chairwoman Jennifer Hominy said they determined the cause of the crash was
deep underlying systemic failures.
Investigator Brian Banning said the pilots were qualified to fly that night.
Evidence does not indicate that they were impaired by effects of medical conditions or substances.
New safety reforms have been implemented, and Hominy says they will follow through.
Or this will happen again.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
The world is now the closest it has ever been to nuclear, climatic, and geopolitical catastrophe. The doomsday clock has been moved from 89 seconds to 85 seconds to midnight. Alexandra Bell of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientist lays blames on world leaders.
Far too many leaders have grown complacent and indifferent, and in many cases adopting rhetoric and policies that accelerate rather than mitigate these existential risks.
Stocks are mixed on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
Follow and listen to CBS News Roundup on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Weather sponsored by Special Olympics PA.
A couple of snow flurries possible early this evening. Partly cloudy overnight, very cold, low of maybe 10. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 23, mostly sunny on Thursday. Not going to help much. High 24, mostly sunny on Friday. We'll only get up to 20.
The 2026 Philadelphia Polar Plunge is the coolest event in the Philadelphia region. Come chill at Citizens Bank Park on February 21st to make a splash and support Special Olympics Philadelphia athletes at the same time. Visit phillyplunge.org to learn more and sign up today.
WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Philly, afternoon fire incoming. 1210, WPHT.
Yeah.
Let's go! Rolling in the Philly on the airwaves hot. Tony Bruno's leading the charge, giving all he's got. Miss Rob is right there, keeping it sharp and true. No script, no safe space, just straight talk coming through. From Eagles heartbreak to the latest DC mess, we cut through the noise, no time for less. Maps loaded with knowledge, dropping facts like rain. Justin on the rails, keeping this train on the main. Crank it loud, crank it loud. Tony Bruno, Miss Rob, 3 to 6 on WPHT, we're storming the town. Matt bringing good knowledge, Justin keeping us on track. No filter, no mercy. Philly fight back, turn it up, feel the heat rise. Tony Bruno, all true, no disguise. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Matt dropping wisdom, Justin holding the line. Crew's locked in, it's showtime. Crank it loud. Tony and Robin, now it's flying, never stopping. 1210 WPHT, afternoons ablaze. Watch us on YouTube, welcome to the craze. Whoa, it's Tony Bruno, hit it. 1210 WPHT, you're live.
Holla. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters out there. Uptown, downtown, crosstown, all around the big town in the Philly side. We've got all kinds of stuff. Good afternoon, Tony Bruno, Miss Robin here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. As it's starting to get cold here in Florida, Robin, I know people up north, I know the city of Philadelphia is still shut down. No word on when they'll reopen. But, there's still a lot of ice and snow out there.
I don't think anybody wants to hear our cold compared to their
No,
cold.
this gets cold here, Robin. I had to turn the heat on.
No, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I had to
Me
pull
too. It's an outrage.
Yeah, I know.
But, we don't have that. We're tropical. Again, I'm not trying to rub it in. It's getting cold, and it gets cold here in the wintertime sometimes. So we deal with it. You put a sweatshirt on.
I know.
Instead of an overcoat. And
As Governor Ron DeSantis said, we are going to have winter for a week.
Exactly.
It's
Sometimes a little more. You know what I mean? But anyway, we got a lot to talk about today. We've got breaking news here in Florida because the treasonous Vindman brothers, remember those?
Yes.
Remember the Vindmans?
The Vindmans.
They were the Ukrainian guys who came to this country and then basically committed treason because they hated Trump so much. And now Alex Vindman of the Vindman clan wants to run for Senate here in Florida. He just made the announcement this afternoon. Yes, he is going to run for Senate. And, of course, the Senate seat is now held by the woman who used to be the Attorney General in Florida and then became senator. And so that's what's going on. So we got people, and then you have these other people like David Jolly and all these other people who want to come down to Florida and turn it into the other states that have people like Arizona has an attorney general calling for ICE people to be shot. We have elected officials in Philadelphia. Now, the attorney general of Pennsylvania, who's Josh Shapiro's houseboy, so to speak, out there talking about what today is, Robin? It's
A Holocaust Memorial
Holocaust Remembrance
Day.
Day.
Remembrance.
And the Attorney General of Pennsylvania is now trying to compare modern-day white people to the Nazis. These are the kinds of people in charge in states like Pennsylvania. While, oh, by the way, Josh Shapiro, the governor, is out there going on all the national talk shows where not a single one of them asks him any questions about what he's done here in Pennsylvania. And I say here in Pennsylvania because I'm a Pennsylvanian. I still have family, most of my family, and I pay taxes there. So don't tell me because I'm in Florida I can't comment on Pennsylvania or Philadelphia stuff. But come on. So you got the Attorney General in Arizona, which has now completely gone off the chains. Did you see what happened in Arizona last night? And you know who knows about it? Matt DeSantis.
Yes.
Matt DeSantis is reporting live, local and late breaking from out there in Arizona, where last night there was an ICE raid. And then you had these whack jobs, paid protesters who went out there. And most of them were these women with their cameras videotaping license plates.
Right. So there was 2 sets of women.
Yeah, there were 2 sets of women.
One that wanted to, young women who actually admired the ICE and were supporting
Well,
them.
because there were ICE raids at this sports bar
Right.
in
And they
Arizona.
wanted to take, and they were probably good looking, just saying.
Of course.
And they wanted to take pictures with the ICE guys, in uniform.
Yeah.
And then there was another set of Karens that
I
were
wouldn't
there.
even call them Karens. These are schifozos, as I would call them, growing up in Philly as an Italian.
But
these were dirt bags.
They were accompanied by an Arizona Phoenix representative, a politician, a government official.
Yes.
Named
The guy's a realtor, and he's also. We'll play the video of this. We had
Holonack.
Mike Holonack.
Mark
Holonack. Mark Holonack was this old guy running with these women through a parking lot where a sports bar was raided in an ICE raid. And I don't know what they were doing, but they had made some arrests. So what happened? You have these paid protesters who are paid to take photographs of license plates of people they think are ICE agents.
Right.
And so these people then dox them and put them on all over the world so that these people doing their jobs can be harassed because these people think they're better than anybody else. They hate cops. They hate law enforcement. The Attorney General of Arizona hates law enforcement, and now they're calling for her head out there. Chris Mays is the Attorney General of Arizona, who is actively calling for people to go after ICE. These are people who are the Attorney General is supposed to be the law-abiding person in the state, right? So now you got whack jobs in charge of Arizona. They already have a crazy governor. And so that's what's going on around the country. These people just want to control the entire country by making people afraid of law enforcement. They want people to be afraid. And the same people who wanted to defund the police now want to gut ICE because they hate law enforcement. And Philadelphia is a classic example of that. We've got the worst DA who hates cops and loves criminals. That's a fact. That's not an opinion. Larry Krasner hates police. In fact, during the George Floyd riots in 2020, when people were walking on the Roosevelt Boulevard and they were walking on the Vine Street Expressway, right, that goes right through Center City, Philadelphia, right. There were people out there blocking the streets, the typical dirtbag. They don't know what they're protesting, but they were told to go out there by their friends at Penn and Drexel and Temple. So what did Larry Krasner do? He didn't arrest the police were arresting those people for blocking a major thoroughfare. What did Larry Krasner do? He went after the police officers for doing their jobs. And that's why, God bless you, Philadelphia. You stuck with this guy. You keep reelecting him, and he's going to screw you harder than you've ever been screwed before, as someone once said. So that's what's going on. But you got the Vindman brothers. You got all these other people coming to Florida and trying to turn it into Pennsylvania and New York and all these other states. New York State, where 8 people in New York City died in the cold yesterday, while Mamdani, their mayor, had the bootlickers at the New York Times giving him high fives on his first emergency, like he had anything to do. In fact, he went out there and tried to shovel and hurt his back.
Tony, we have breaking news. Speaking of Arizona,
What happened?
This is just coming over AP. There is another shooting incident involving Border Patrol. Information is still coming out, but this is the circumstances of the shooting remain unclear per local broadcaster of KVOA. The outlet confirmed, citing officials, that the shooting involved an agent with the Border Patrol and the victim.
In which city is this, Robin?
Pima County.
Pima County, Arizona. That's
yes.
near the border, right?
Right.
That's way down near the border.
The victim has been taken into custody and is currently critical. There is a massive presence of local law enforcement and Border Patrol agents at the scene of the shooting, per reports. And the story is being updated as we speak.
And of course, because the Democratic Party, and listen, I rip Republicans equally, but the Democrats are doing this. They're telling their voters to go out there and agitate ICE. By the way, the hero of the left, the nurse, Alex Preddy, guess what? He was known to the feds. He had a rib broken in an anti-ICE demonstration a week before.
Right.
He went out there with a gun and made his fatal mistake. Yeah, he was agitating. He was going out on the streets with whistles way before this happened. So, and by the way, they dumped him at the hospital where he was a nurse.
Right.
So don't make you want to make people heroes. Then find out that they're heroes, not people who are trying to intimidate law enforcement so they can get their their pals, all the other anarchists who are running out there. You know, I used to be an anarchist against the government, but that was during the Vietnam era when everybody realized we were going into a war that made no sense. And people in my generation were sent to die. But what did we do? We went out and protested. We didn't burn things down. We didn't break glasses. We didn't go to police stations and overturn them and throw fire bombs at people. We didn't do that. We peacefully protested. And people today have no idea what a peaceful protest is.
Now, by the way, you were speaking about Alex Preddy. He separated from his nursing job about 2 months ago. I don't know yet whether he quit or whether he was let go. That is unclear as of yet, but he was not at the time working as a nurse.
And again, I don't want to condemn this guy because he got shot, but he got shot because he was where he wasn't supposed to be. And he actually was going to places he wasn't supposed to. He could have been somewhere, but when you pull out a whistle and you're threatening police, you're not a peaceful protester.
Regarding the Border Patrol issues in Arizona, there's another little wrinkle, especially in a border state like Arizona, is that the cartel has a big investment in making sure that the illegal immigration operations continue.
Exactly.
Because they utilize that avenue for a lot of their nefarious things. So who knows, since this was at the border in Pima County, who knows what's going on there. By the way, can I ask a favor of Sean, if you can at all? Can you zoom us out just a little bit that
I'm too close. My head looks like it's a
I
gigantic.
feel like people are looking up our noses.
I'm sure the rubber hoses.
It's like, whoa.
We got Sean in the studio, Sean Walsh, not to be
Yes.
confused with the other Seans. Matt DeSantis. We got reports from Arizona. We'll go to Minnesota today. A guy I'd never actually met or physically spoken with, but he and I have been following each other for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he's the go-to guy in Minnesota to tell you what's really going on. And this is way before all of these riots and ICE operations. This was when Minnesota was pretty much a great place to be.
Yeah, and he's known as the Minnesota guy with the receipts.
Exactly.
So
I was following him back before it was cool to follow people because luckily I've been to Minnesota. I've traveled. I've gotten to meet a lot of people in different cities. So I'm not just, I know what's going on in L.A. because I lived there 11 years.
You experienced one of the most epic moments in
That's
Minnesota.
Right. And I wasn't just there in Minnesota for the Eagles Super Bowl. I had been there before. And it's a great city and a great area. We went to St. Paul. We know all these places.
It was my first time.
Well, everything's your first time, Robin. Except with me.
Not everything. Not everything.
By the way, what's the idea of you posting on the chat? And you can join us on YouTube, on the YouTube chat. If you're not listening to 1210.
I recommend it, actually. There's a whole, this show, and it's definitely must-watch radio, and everybody loves to listen or watch. But if you go onto the YouTube and you join the chat, it's like its own universe in there.
It is. It really is. It's a separate. But why are you putting on that? By the way, you go to it. It's on 1210 WPHT. It's the YouTube channel where you can watch, listen. We'll play a lot of stuff for you. We'll have interviews. We'll take your calls at 855-839-1210. So it's a fully immersive experience, and you can go into the chat. But don't forget to subscribe and like. It doesn't cost you anything. It's not like the Philadelphia Inquirer where they have hack reporters posting free. Now they're doing free. This is a free thing, a gift article from the Inquirer, because they know they can't. People aren't paying for the Philadelphia Inquirer or the Daily News anymore. Nobody's paying 5 cents for 6 months coverage. That's what they're trying to do with these newspapers, because people know they're not going to waste their time on magazines or newspapers that are propaganda-based. And the Inquirer and Daily News are propaganda-based, and they're just the ones in Philadelphia. You can go all over the country. Are there some right-wing rags out there? Absolutely. But they don't get the kind of love. Exactly. The best part is, and I'll read this story, there's one guy who works for the Washington Post who had the audacity to go on today and rip Jeff Bezos, the guy who employs him. If I'm Jeff Bezos and I got one of my reporters ripping me, you know where he would be? He'd be out on the streets with Mamdani and Kathy Hochul shoveling 2 inches of snow and looking like they were here. Did you see Kathy Hochul shoveling the snow in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah. Her face looked like it was frozen, but it was already frozen before the snow came down from all the damn Botox.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know.
And by the way, so I'm going to rip you right now, Robin.
Okay, rip
so
me. So
back to the chat.
Yes.
The chats, Robin goes on there and says, now it's moving. Tony is lovable. What did you write, Robin? You're stabbing me in the back while we're on the air.
I was defending you. People were giving you a hard time. And then who was it? I believe it was Joseph Ricciani said something about, well, Tony's lovable too. And I said, yes, Tony is absolutely lovable, but I am somewhat biased. So I was defending you, mister.
Didn't sound like you were defending me here, Robin.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, let's get it back to what's going on right now. We got a lot of stuff. We'll give you the video of this incident in Arizona last night. You want to talk about demons? These are demon seeds. Speaking of demon seeds, you know who else is a demon seed?
Not this girl.
No, not the beautiful Miss Lily.
No.
Miss Lily, our beautiful
she came to say hi real quick.
Rag doll.
Yeah.
So you got these demon children. You know who else is a demon child?
Who?
Doug Emhoff's daughter.
Oh,
have you seen her?
I know.
Now, Doug Emhoff, the guy who banged his nanny before latching on to Kamala Harris, thinking he would be the first gentleman, and he was for a couple of weeks. And he was, for how long she was the vice president, obviously 4 years.
Gentleman. He was the second gentleman.
What did I call him?
The first gentleman. He was hoping to become
the
first
he was hoping
gentleman.
to be. The bottom line is, he's a nanny banger, and she glommed onto him, despite hating white people. You notice all these people of color who hate white people all marry white people?
I know.
Don
What's up
Lemon.
with that?
Don Lemon married a white dude. Kamala Harris married a white dude. A lot of these people,
Ilhan
Omar. Well, she married multiple. Got a brother, and then you got a brother from another mother, and then you got another brother.
Because definitely, but there's something about that I really don't get.
Now, how can you go online and call people white supremacists for being white, and then marry a white person when you're not white? I just asked logical questions. Is that a pretty logical question, or is that extreme?
It's kind of like Governor Tim Walz.
Yep.
Tampon Tim calling Trump a Nazi and a dictator and all the other stuff. Gestapo, and then turning right around, calling said Nazi and negotiating with him, and then doing what the Gestapo wants and cooperating with him. It just, none of this makes sense. It is just all drama for the TV and for ratings and for clicks.
Exactly. So, vote for whoever you want. I'm not here to tell you to vote for this guy or that person. I just give opinions like everybody else. You don't have to agree with them. I try to use common sense. That's all. I hate the Democrats. I hate the Republicans. And I really hate the Libertarians, because they are the toxic way. They basically are in the way.
No.
They want to pretend that they care about everything and are against big government. Most people are against big government, but you do never win an election. You never even get enough votes to make a difference in an election.
I don't think libertarians are the biggest problem, but I do
They're
think
not the biggest problem. They're just insignificant when it comes to national elections. Robin.
Correct. And
Tell
I
me the
also
last
think it's-
libertarian who won a major election.
Never.
That's my point.
But I do think that libertarians have a problem in that they have a lot to say about both sides, yet they know that they don't have any skin in the game because every single person that they vote for, they already know that it's not going to make a difference. So everything that they say, they're not really involved in the active making a difference in our country. And that's what I have.
And again,
that's
if
what
you
I
want to
have a
vote for
problem with.
libertarians, if you want to be a libertarian, go right ahead. I'm against big government. Does that make me a libertarian? No. Anybody who's for big government works for the government,
right,
or is in Congress, or is a corrupt politician who takes money from big pharma, from all these other groups. And the people who cry the most are the people who are on the take from pharmaceutical companies and the Soros family and all the other oligarchs that Bernie Sanders happens to hate, except the Soros family, who also are oligarchs and give all their money to Democrats only. So if Bernie Sanders wants to keep naming all these other people who give money to Republicans, the Democrats have their own personal bank account. It's called the Soros family. And if you think I'm making that up, just do a little research.
You know what I would like, Tony Bruno?
What right now, Robin? Cocktail?
Well,
By the way, I like to give a shout out to Lorraine Rinaldi, whoever she is. Fake Italian from Philadelphia. Yes, she is.
And
she's the one promoting stuff like, she's she hates cops. She hates law and order.
Well,
she
let's
does
not
all
pay
that.
attention to her.
No, but she ripped me and I ripped her back.
Well, you need
she
to,
told me,
you,
no,
you
she
need
wrote,
to get off X.
gift article. So this is how the Inquirer operates. They always send me ads. For 5 cents a week, you can get the Philadelphia Inquirer. And then I laugh and I say, how can they stay in business? And I don't care whether they're in business or not. I don't care. I don't even know who this Lorraine Rinaldi is. But she posts out gift article. So you have to give out articles. So I said, why is it a gift article? And I wrote to her, does that mean nobody really wants to pay to read the Inquirer? That's all I asked her.
Yes.
And then she says, no, I think people need to hear this. And the article is basically about how two left-wing Philadelphia Democratic city councilmen want to make sure that Philadelphia is also in lockstep with the anti-ICE people. They hate law enforcement. They defund the police people. But now because they want to jump on the bandwagon, and like Philadelphia has to copy New York and all of these other places where they hate cops and hate law enforcement. Congratulations, Laurie. Now put that in your paint and smoke it.
Now, Tony, you know what I would like to see?
Yes.
If I could snap my fingers and make this happen,
What's that,
I
Robin?
think getting rid of the party system. You vote for the person who most closely aligns with your views and what you would like to see happen in the United States.
I don't have any control. I just vote, and like everybody else, I watch what happens.
But if we could get rid of, and I mean, it's never going to happen because there's too much money invested in it this way. But if we can get rid of the party system so that people don't just vote down the party line, they would actually have to look and see, oh, does Joe Schmo, do I like what he has to say? Yes, I do. And they wouldn't be able to just, without even knowing, just vote down blue or red or whatever.
Because people don't think for themselves anymore, Robin. The whole world has changed. And it goes back to Trump, the first Trump administration, when he lost and all the media said, he doesn't have a chance to win. They were all laughing, remember? And then he won. And because the people voted for him. And then Hillary Clinton's been bitter and broken since then. And so because they lost in 2016, their mission from that moment on was to stop Trump and impeach him and do all the other things. And everybody knows that. And I don't care whether you want to impeach him. Keep impeaching him for all I care. But the bottom line is, it's a joke. People don't do their homework. They don't know what they're talking about, but all they do is listen to their friends who think the way they do, left and right. So this isn't a right-wing rant. This is me telling it like it is, which is all I've done for 50-plus years. In the meantime, we got to take a break.
Yes, we do. And during this break,
What's going to
want
happen?
Everybody to go over to the YouTube page and like it. It is WPHT Afternoons with Tony and Miss Robin right now. January 27th, when you see that, and it's live and there's the chat room, hit that thumbs up button, like it, subscribe if you haven't already. All the shows on all the day parts are fantastic, and it helps the station. So do it.
It helps
do it
America.
It
and it helps
America.
Philadelphia.
And do it during the commercial break. That way you don't miss anything.
We're coming right back. Tony Bruno, Miss Robin on a beautiful January 27th. It's almost over. The whole month's almost over, although this has been the longest month I can ever remember. Right here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
There's a reason that potato chips don't come in a clear bag.
There's only 8 chips in this bag.
That's why. It's only about 2/3 full. The rest is air. It's a lot like opening up your 401k at retirement. You get about 2/3 of it, and the rest goes to Uncle Sam. Jim Cipriotti at the Retire Ready Financial Group can help. His tax mapping process can help forecast what your tax bill will be in the future, and that way you can build a strategy now to potentially decrease your tax bill in retirement. In other words, more for you and less for Uncle Sam. Call today for your complimentary retirement tax mapping report, 610-894-7415. That's 610-894-7415. Or find them online at retirereadyfg.com and get Uncle Sam's greedy hands out of your retirement.
Hey, you've had enough.
With a complimentary tax mapping report from Jim Cipriotti. Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
Hey, this is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. How many times are you going to listen to my voice before you finally go to investorschooling.com? I can't believe you haven't signed up for a class yet. You're going to learn real estate investing. You're going to learn stock options trading. You're going to learn things about money that you didn't even know existed. Go to investorschooling.com right now. Oh my goodness. This Thursday, investorschooling.com, and take that free class. See you there.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
The NFL playoffs are here, and Heed the Call NFL podcast with Dan Hansis and Mark Sessler is your destination for coverage of every round, from Wild Card Weekend to Super Bowl Sunday.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything that matters, and we have fun. No fake hot takes, just entertaining football talk from your favorite buds at the bar.
Wait, Mark, which bar?
Well, like the typical neighborhood bar. We're the witty sports guys at a place like that.
Ah, I like that. Follow and listen to Heed the Call wherever you get your podcasts.
Is your water heater leaving shower time feeling like a polar plunge? Overloaded electrical panel? Have your lights flickering like a nightclub? Count on Horizon Plumbing and Electrical to be there same day with no emergency service fee and next day installs. Whether your water heater needs repair or replacing, or your electrical panel needs an important safety upgrade, our highly trained specialists will get your issues sorted in no time. And with 0% interest financing on major repairs and installations, Horizon can help you protect your budget too. Book horizonservices.com today.
It's time to get focused. Focused on improving the lives of our beloved pets by feeding them the most nutritious pet food on the planet. With 2 decades of experience, the Dogs and Cats Rules stores can guide you in the right direction to meet your pet's needs. Fads come and go, but there's no substitute for premium meat inclusive food for your pets. If you changed your pet's food lately and they're starting to look like a shaggy dog, smelly ears and biting their feet all the time, you need to come into one of our 7 very convenient locations or visit dogsandcatsrule.pet.
Yo, like Horn. Thanks for listening to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Tuesday afternoon. How about that? I hit the post. We'll be back here tomorrow. And then on Thursday, I'll be in from 3 to 6 with the great Sean Farish.
Yes.
From down there in Nashville, Tennessee. So a full week of action, as we like to say. Meanwhile.
And then on.
What will you be doing, Robin?
Well, I'm going to the dentist. That's.
Getting a haircut again, Robin?
I think I had a filling fall out, and I'm feeling the hole with my tongue, and I can feel it's starting to bother me. So I'm like, ooh, need to get that taken care of.
Absolutely, yeah, you got to do that. Unfortunately, even like Medicare, which I have the best thing of the best, the dental coverage is a joke. Dental coverage is an outrage.
I don't understand why this is not part of
because
medical
you know why?
coverage.
Because they think dentistry now is cosmetic only. It's not. If you lose a tooth, that's not. I know a lot of people get all fake teeth put in because they want to look better. But if you have a tooth missing,
like a cavity, a broken tooth, a missing tooth,
exactly, that's not cosmetic.
That is, and it can be data. I'm like, they actually there's a direct link to infections in your mouth to heart attacks.
Yep.
You know somebody who died from a mouth abscess.
People go in for dental procedures.
Was it Don Cannon?
Yes, it was Don Cannon, the former DJ in Philadelphia and a really close friend and my middle son's godfather. Went to the dentist and didn't come out.
Well, he did come out, but he had a like an abscess or something in his mouth, and it caused him to have a heart attack.
I know, and that happens. I'm saying it happens a lot, but people are afraid to go under anesthesia, and for a good reason. Now, listen, that's why anesthesiologists make that much money.
Right.
Because they come in and they got to make sure everything's right. And I don't think you can sue them anymore. Remember, because back in the day, people were suing the anesthesiologist.
Oh, you can definitely still sue.
Yeah, but they have to pay a lot for insurance.
Their insurance rates, I think the anesthesiology insurance rates are the highest out of any of the medical professions, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I'm not an insurance
Somebody
man.
out there will correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you got a blood clot, so you die of the blood clot.
But the oral infections, the bacteria that's inside your mouth is one of the most dangerous bacterias that you can get. And if that gets into your bloodstream and for some reason, it tends to go to your heart right away. It's bad stuff. So that's another thing. Politicians, you guys, if you're going to work on healthcare, you need to have dental be part of healthcare.
It's never going to be part of healthcare because they'll just give you you can get a cleaning, 2 cleanings a year. And then you go into the dentist and they do all the x-rays and they charge you extra. And then they say, well, you're going to need another cleaning. You're going to need a deep cleaning.
Yeah.
Even though you get 2 cleanings a year, you're going to have to come back.
That's bogus.
It is bogus. They just find ways to keep the tab running. You know what I mean?
I just wish I was up north so that I could go to Dr. Veneria and have him take care of everything.
Well, my other doctor had brought in Mifflin. But anyway, we got a lot of good stuff now. We'll check in with a Goomba in Arlington County, Virginia. Yes, another Democrat who's telling you what you should do if you see ice in your neighborhood. Not the ice and snow, the other ice. So you've got Democrats now in every city in every state basically telling people to do stupid things so you don't have somebody who's illegally in the country and may have committed a crime arrested and deported.
They should be held accountable for the things that they say that cause people, because you look at the cities where the government and police are cooperating with ICE, there's no issues. Nobody's getting hurt.
And then you have all these people. This is the craziest thing. You can have your opinion and you can hate ICE. You can do whatever you want. It's America. But when you have health people, you have people who are in healthcare workers who are threatening Republicans, threatening that they wanted the press secretary to die during childbirth.
Yes.
And these are nurses. These are people whose job it is to help people in need when they go into a hospital or a doctor's office. And these people are among the most insane people that you're seeing all over social media, and they seem to be proud of it.
Well, speaking of which, Tony, I think everybody's seen the nurse that wished.
Yeah,
the
that's
press
an old
secretary.
story
That's an
now.
old one, and she has since been fired. But there is a new one that has just been making the rounds. She is a healthcare. This is cut 5. Sean.
Is this Melinda?
Melinda. She's a healthcare worker at VCU Health. I'm not
That's
sure.
Virginia Commonwealth University, in now the latest state to become absolutely far left extremist. So you go from it's basically from Maine all the way down to Virginia now.
Right.
We're solid left-wing nutcases.
She didn't post just one video of wishing harm on ICE and Republicans. She she posted a series of videos encouraging people to inject ICE with a drug called
What?
Sorry. Succinylcholine.
I don't know, Robin. I don't have any of that in my medicine cabinet.
But I don't think it's something. Succinylcholine. It's a
Sucking a colon? No, you don't want to do that, Robin. Never go sucking the colon.
It's a hard one to pronounce. It is a temporary paralysis drug. And then she's also saying to spray poison on them if you see them. Plus, she's encouraging women to go on dates with ICE agents and drug their food. Let's go to cut 5.
All right, let's hear this
I thought of
genius.
something good. I think it's something weird spot.
Yeah.
Sabotage tactic, or at least scare tactic. All the medical providers, grab some syringes with needles on the end. Have them full of saline or succinylcholine. Whatever. That will probably be a deterrent.
Yeah, hon. Sure.
Okay.
It was sucked.
So here she comes again now. She's got her gown on and she's got
so
the hair.
she's in the hospital.
She's got the rag on her head and the mask.
Poison oak in their yard. Get some of that up with gloves, obviously. Get it in some water, like a gallon of water. Get the poison ivy oak water, and I'm gonna put it into a water gun. Aim for faces, hands. All right, the single ladies where these ICE guys are going have a chance to do something, not without risk, but could help the cause for sure. Get on
Let me
Tinder,
guess.
get on Hinge,
She's a
find these
Republican.
Yeah,
guys.
right.
They're an ICE agent. Brings
How is this woman not arrested or fired?
Get
By
them
the way,
sick.
we'll go to a follow-up cut. I don't want to hear this hag anymore.
So we don't need to talk about it.
I want to
mean,
play this next cut.
Well, wait,
which-
before I actually know, she has been suspended.
Okay.
But she should have her license removed. She should
Now,
not be in
I want to
healthcare.
get to that.
Yes.
We have right down here in Florida, our Attorney General, James Uthmeyer, saying that nurses who absolutely show how crazy they are should have their license suspended. Let's go to this cut. I don't know what the cut number is.
Cut number 6.
Cut number 6. This is the Attorney General of Florida saying, we don't play that down here.
Yeah, what I'll say is when you have nurses, healthcare officials that are threatening the livelihood, threatening moms going through delivery, the toughest of times for partisan political reasons, that is wrong. These people should not have a license. If you're going to make threats saying because somebody's a Republican, I hope they get injured severely during childbirth, that's unacceptable. That person should not be a healthcare provider. Thank you. One more?
Period. I mean, he's absolutely right.
Exactly.
And as the Attorney General, even this shouldn't even be up for debate.
No.
Like, if you are an HR of any hospital, any healthcare organization, anything like that, and you find out that one of your doctors, one of your nurses, one of your orderlies, whatever, is posting this kind of evil, horrific thing just because somebody thinks differently than you, then they have no right to be a healthcare worker. Period.
I agree with you. Now let's go to down back to Virginia again. That nurse was from Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go to another whack job in Arlington County, Virginia. You know where that is? Right across from the Washington, D.C. It's a Goomba. Greaseball Democrat Goomba Matt DeFerranti in Arlington County, Virginia. I don't know what the cut number is
3.
on this, so don't play it yet. So this is how he thinks what you should do. If you see ICE agents in Arlington County, Virginia, according to Greaseball Matt DeFerranti, this is how you deal with it.
To do everything possible within it to protect our neighbors and reduce harm. That means working together to call 911 when we see ICE in our community. Calling 911 is important because it helps us know when ICE is in Arlington so that we can better pursue Arlington County's law enforcement mission, preventing violence in our community. And it also helps us know they have no legal requirements.
Yeah, that's it. Let's call 911 where people may have emergencies that need somebody to come to their house for a real problem. No, Goomba down there, greaseball in New Jersey or Virginia, Matt DiFerrante says you should call ICE. You should call 911.
On ICE.
When you see ICE, call 911 because that's what a responsible administrator in Arlington County, Virginia. He's a high-ranking Democrat telling people to call 911.
It's just amazing.
Can you imagine being that? And there are people defending these These are the insane people who are out there right now. They're the real dangers to our republic. It's not a democracy. It's a democratic republic. These are the people that watch and read the Philadelphia Inquirer and the New York Times and all these other rags. We got crazy people in powerful positions. I don't mean the average moron on the street or the sick people on the street who walk around like zombies and die because Democratic-run cities don't care about people on the street or we don't even know the names of these people when they die. The 9 people in New York City who died in the cold, nobody will know their names, right? Nobody will call for, a ceremony for them or pay for their funerals. No. Mom Dami will be out there on The View with the other hags jumping up and down, like just Josh Shapiro. Josh Shapiro, Pennsylvania's got a major, he's on The View, and he's going to all these talk shows, and they're slurping him, and they're going, it's a joke. It's a joke. All these people are desperate. Josh Shapiro's desperate, not just to be governor, because he's going to win the governorship. He wants to be president. I get it. He got screwed by his own party for a crazy guy in Minnesota that nobody ever heard of. That's the kind of stuff that bothers me. And they're slurping. They pretty much were. I think on The View, all of those heifers up there would probably do it. They were really enthralled by Josh Shapiro.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Because what an imposing figure he is. Isn't he an amazing man, Robin, Josh Shapiro?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't he just
He makes my heart throb.
Doesn't he emote confidence and power to be able to stand up to all the dictators in the world?
Anybody that makes a obvious murder gets swept under the carpet like he did with, now I'm totally blanking on her name right now, but the woman that got the 15-year anniversary yesterday.
Yes, yesterday was the anniversary.
Greenberg.
Yes.
He swept that under the carpet.
Of course.
And anybody that does that, that he is no good. I'm sorry.
Listen,
you can't
I'll
do
give
that.
any politician or leader of a state who gets our tax dollars and does the job credit for when they do a job. Josh Shapiro keeps telling everybody how great he is and how he's doing everything possible. And now he's fighting the Trump administration because he's a Nazi.
This is what this tells me. But I'm sorry to back up.
Back it up, Rob.
The
Back
murder
that
that he swept under the carpet. I'm just conjecturing here. I know that I have no facts whatsoever, but the fact that he was the one that helped sweep it under the carpet and make it go away, that means that he knew somebody, he had a friend, or he owed a favor, or whatever.
Of course,
And
all politicians do that.
Anybody that does that in something so egregious is not a good person. Sorry.
Exactly.
I can maybe forgive some other type of monetary little thing here and there, but something that egregious, sweeping a obvious murder under the carpet and making that go away and hurting her friends and her family and her loved ones by not even allowing them to pursue it any further, that is just a horrible person.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about that.
No, you're right. Listen, you can boast about your accomplishments, but when you lie about your accomplishments and the media doesn't care, that just shows you how corrupt the media is.
Yes.
The media's job is not to just put Josh Shapiro on all the morning talk shows so that he can go on and promote a book about how he was screwed and what an idiot. And now he's loving Tim Cruz. Tim Cruz, the guy who cost him the nomination as vice president. He's a lockstep liberal. He's a lockstep Tim Walz. What did I call him?
Cruz.
Tim Cruz, whatever his name is. Tim Walz. Tampon. I'll just call him Tampon.
That'll make it easier for you. We need to take a break.
I know we do. I need some water.
While we are on break, get your fingers ready and call us 855-839-1210. 855-839-1210. We want to hear from you.
Yes. On Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by LendSeek.
2026 promises to be a good year for software companies. Morgan Stanley's survey of chief information officers found that companies expect to increase their software budgets in 2026 by 4% from last year, with Microsoft expected to be best positioned to benefit from improving spending conditions. The survey found that Microsoft's backing of ChatGPT creator OpenAI continues to be a key factor. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/now. That's ethos.com/now.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Announcing that gold has surpassed $5,000 an ounce, and silver is at an all-time high as well. If you need cash to help pay those bills, then you must go to the Estates Roadshow. Gold and silver, old rings, chains, and even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. 3 locations this week: Chestnut Hill, Bensalem, and Doylestown. Bring your gold, silver, coins, diamonds, and watches, even broken pieces, and get cash on the spot. The prices of gold and silver are at an all-time high, so there's never been a better time to sell. No appointments, no fees, no pressure, just friendly professional buyers with over 35 years in the business. Go to the Estates Roadshow, Monday through Friday in Chestnut Hill at the Chestnut Hill Hotel, in Bensalem at the Courtyard by Marriott, and in Doylestown at the Doylestown Inn. Get some cash in your hands today to help pay those bills at the Estates Roadshow. For more info, visit estatesroadshow.com and follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook for all upcoming events.
Your day doesn't wait. Between the school run, the office, and the grocery list, you need to know what's happening in Philly now, not an hour from now.
At KYW News Radio, we're obsessed with your quality of life. That means real-time traffic for your commute, weather that actually helps you plan your weekend, and fearless reporting on the local leaders making decisions that affect your wallet.
Stay connected. Stay informed. Tell your smart speaker to play KYW News Radio.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus continues. Live from Australia. Featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski.
He is an animal.
Defends his belt at home in an explosive rematch against Diego Lopez.
You gotta be kidding me!
And the always dangerous Dan Hooker. Yes. Throws down with powerhouse Benoit Saint-Denis in a high-action lightweight showdown.
Oh! There's never been anything like this.
Let's go. UFC 325, Saturday, January 31st, only on Paramount Plus.
Have you been thinking about doing a Roth conversion, but the upfront taxes are holding you back? Welcome to Roth Right. We can show you how to significantly reduce taxes on a conversion, potentially saving hundreds of thousands, even millions in taxes over your lifetime. A Roth conversion will give you tax-free income, eliminate required minimum distributions, and leave a tax-free estate for your heirs. Call 855-415-ROTH. That's 855-415-ROTH. Roth or visit rothright.com. Accredited investors only. Rothright is not a financial advisory firm. Consult with a tax professional before making any financial decision.
It's Nick Kale here. Start your new year off right with that new or certified pre-owned luxury vehicle you've been wanting. My friends from Piazza Premium Automobiles are available to assist you in your unique vehicle search throughout the tri-state area. That's right. The Piazza Premium family has dealerships in Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey. Find your Alfa Romeo, Maserati, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Jaguar, or Land Rover at PiazzaPremiumAutos.com. That's Piazza PremiumAutos.com and tell them Nick sent you.
Hi, I'm Joe Mederchuk, PNC Bank Regional President. As presenting sponsor of the Eagles Radio Network, PNC Bank loves an exciting game. But we also think a little boring can go a long way. You see, boring banking means you're doing the right things. That is why PNC leaves a third and long to the professionals. Reliable fiscal strategies are more in our zone anyway. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Tune in to the Crash Proof Retirement Show Saturdays at 11 a.m. to hear Joanne Small-Canella and Tracy Stillman. The Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturday mornings at 11 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Broadcasting live from the Piazza Auto Group studios. Experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Afternoon. Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, or Mrs. Robin. Just don't call her Miss Rachel because that woman should be in an asylum. I'm glad my grandkids aren't watching her anymore because that's what happens. Young kids at home, they oh, Miss Rachel's on, and they watch this chick, and now she's absolutely the worst of the worst.
Well, I don't know if she's the worst, but
Well,
she's definitely
up
up
there,
there. Yeah, I mean, she's a complete anti-Semite, and she's
The worst of
proven
the
it
worst
over-
is what we call everybody now, Robin. Even though we used to have a worstest list.
I like the categories. I like, the different stages of worst to worster.
No, when I was on with Keith Olbermann back in the day on MSNBC and on ESPN, he would have the worst person of the day, the worst, and the worstest, which obviously were not accurate, grammatically correct, but they were funny. You know what I'm saying?
As it was meant to be, and as it should be.
Exactly. Now, while we're talking about what's going on here in Pennsylvania and everywhere, the weather and all the other stuff, the story in Arizona is the one that, to me, is the most shocking because there are developments going on here. Major developments. And I mentioned this earlier. Now, we have to play this cut. I don't know what the cut numbers are because they're not on my sheet today, but you don't see me? Oh, are we back? We're back from commercial. Stick around.
Oh,
We'll,
no.
I'm up in the corner of the bar.
That's your view. There you are.
There I am.
Sean is, just remember, Sean is not normally on this
I know
show.
he is. I'm
and
not.
he's-
You don't see me yelling at producers. Who
and
do I
he
look like? Mike
is-
Missinelli?
No, I think the people were getting mad. But Sean is also answering phones
No, that's all right.
and doing all sorts of other
I
stuff.
will
so-
never rip a producer except Robin because we live together and I've worked with her.
and I've like built a scab around it, so like I can take it.
Exactly.
I'm used to it. I know it doesn't mean anything. Yes.
Anyway, so this Virginia thing, it's not really getting a lot of news because it's Democrats involved, and you won't see CNN or MSNBC or any of the and the Arizona media is corrupt as well for the most part, right? So what happened last night in Arizona, there were ICE raids in Phoenix and all around that area. Now I know our good friend, the great Matt DeSantis, has been in Arizona, so he's our eyes, ears, nose, and throats
But I
out there
don't
in the
think
desert.
he was at this.
Robin, just play along with me.
Oh, sorry.
He's there. So if he's in the same area code, he is still our reporter on the scene.
You are correct.
Do we have anybody else in Arizona who's actually within minutes of where this happened last night?
And is
How dare you, Robin?
listening to the show right now? I don't think so. So Matt, you are on the ground.
Matt, can you give us an update on the people involved? Because people who have watched this,
Well,
but
they haven't seen the video yet.
I know, but people are going to see it. They are going to see it because this is a story that cannot be denied, and it's still breaking. There are developments every hour in what happened last night in a parking lot of a bar, a sports bar. Now, Matt, are you there? Can you hear us?
I'm here. Yep.
All right, now, Matt, you know the story, right? Because you're there and you can't miss it when you're in Arizona. I'm not saying you were on the scene. I'm not being a liar like a lot of people. But there was an ICE raid at this sports bar. ICE agents went in, and then in the parking lot, there were all these paid protesters who were harassing women who were actually there not to see the ICE agents, but they happened to be there because it's a sports bar, and a lot of people go out to bars, in Arizona, especially in a college town. It looked like there were a lot of college student-age people there. These were not just random chicks who were walking through a parking lot, but the chicks walking through the parking lot to harass the ICE agents were all caught on camera. All caught on camera and all now being doxxed, including the one guy, the old creepazoid, who comes in at the last minute and starts chasing down women that they disagreed with. This guy has been identified. He's a realtor. He's a guy in charge of absolutely.
He's the treasurer for District 12 Arizona Democratic Party, Mark Haludnik.
Yes, and he's all over the place. Now, you have to see this guy.
Well, let's play it real quick before we have to go to break.
Now it's edited. You got all the profanity out because this guy, these girls, and this guy, this creep Democrat,
is calling
the language he's using.
Yes.
We cannot play on the air.
No, let's just let you know that he's calling them the C word. I mean, that's pretty bad.
Let's go to the tape. We can play the audio though.
Oh, we don't have audio.
So the women the women are taking pictures of the cars, and this is the creepy guy walking along with the rest of the doxing women, and he starts screaming.
Oh, there.
He starts screaming at the women who got their pictures taken with ICE agents, and he proceeds to follow them all the way into the corner, calling them the C word.
Yeah, he's calling.
And now he's been doxxed.
He's calling them the C word, saying shame on them, implying that it's a shame on them for actually supporting ICE and wanting to take pictures with them, saying that they are disgusting, horrible human beings, that they are evil. It's insane.
This guy right now, first of all, he's a realtor too.
Yeah.
So I'm not a guy who likes to dox innocent people. This guy is not innocent. This guy is a thug. He should not
be. And he's a politician.
He's a politician. He's a corrupt politician. And he also now, as they're doing more investigations, they're finding out more information about his connection. Guess to who? The Arizona Attorney General, Chris Mays, who is calling for ICE agents to be taken out by private citizens. So this guy working with the other thug chicks in the parking lot, taking license plate pictures of the ICE agents. Now, as they continue to investigate, find out that not only is a Democratic official, he's a realtor and he's a thug. And the way he yelled at those women, he should be they should go to his house and put him in chains and take him out. This is not somebody, he's the District 12 Arizona Democratic Party leader, a grown man.
Well,
no, Robin, he's a grown man.
Well, we would like your opinion. If you have any opinion on what is going on with politicians and people like this who are doing something, please give us a call at 855-839-1210. We would like to hear from you when we come back from the break.
Exactly. We'll be right back.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus continues. Live from Australia. Featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski.
He is an animal.
Defends his belt at home in an explosive rematch against Diego Lopez.
You gotta be kidding me!
And the always dangerous Dan Hooker. Yes. Throws down with powerhouse Benoit Saint-Denis in a high-action lightweight showdown.
Oh! There's never been anything like this.
UFC 325, Saturday, January 31st, only on Paramount Plus.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest-growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
A new year is the perfect time to look around your home, especially the kitchen and bathrooms you use every day, and think about a refresh. That's where Kitchen Magic comes in. They're a family-owned company crafting quality American-made kitchens and baths since 1979, and they make the process simple from start to finish. Right now, enjoy 30% off kitchen cabinet refacing and 50% off bathroom installations, plus the opportunity to lock in current pricing. Start the year with a home that looks better and works better. Visit kitchenmagic.com today.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
This year, I'm giving my hair salon a total makeover.
Total makeover sounds totally expensive.
We updated our logo and colors, so I needed to print new signage, brochures, business cards, everything.
Everything will not be cheap.
Staples did it all, and I saved $100 on my order.
$100? Trim my whiskers, that's a good deal. For everything your business needs to print, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 1/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios, powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations. Always live.
Philly,
on the
afternoon fire incoming. 1210 WPHT. Rolling in a Philly on the airwaves hot. Tony Bruno's leading the charge, giving all he's got. Miss Robin's right there, keeping it sharp and true. No script, no safe space, the straight talk coming through. From Eagles Heartbreak to the latest DC mix.
Yes, indeed. Trying to keep the world safe from the scoundrels, the crumb bums, the creeps, the lushes, and all of those other morons in the media in Philadelphia, and especially in City Hall, where, by the way, the breaking news, it looks like if you're a Philadelphia public school student, you will probably be at home for the rest of the week. I mean, it's only Tuesday.
Now, are they doing remote
learning, okay. Robin? Remote learning.
I think that's actually better than not having school at all, obviously. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people, it's hard to, I mean, here at the station, there's people having a hard time getting into work.
Oh, yeah, so of course.
You know.
But, you know, this is a major city.
Yes.
This isn't Podunk, New Jersey.
I know.
How can the city of Philadelphia not have school parking lots cleared days after the storm?
I don't think
and
it's
not
the
have it
parking
cleared.
lots.
No, but I mean, most big cities, even New York City, gets the streets cleaned. Even Kathy Hochul got her face unfrozen 5 minutes so she can do the
just enough time to shovel 2 shovels of snow and make it look like. I'm sorry. If you are pretending to shovel snow for camera, you need to shovel at least long enough to break out a sweat and get your face red, because anybody that's ever shoveled snow knows that it is hard work. And within seconds, your face is red, you have sweat dripping through your hair, and then as soon as it reaches the front, it starts to freeze. And
Robin, don't remind me of those times.
And you get like little snowsicles hanging off of your nose, or if you have a beard like Tony, you get it at the had nothing like that. Her frozen face and perfect makeup.
Well, her
stayed
face
exactly
is
as
frozen
yes.
normally. So she probably hasn't even defrosted it yet from the 5 seconds she spent outside lifting 1 inch of snow and telling you how to do it. And Mom Dami, the same thing.
Now, Tony, we have a caller, Joe from Westchester.
Let's go to Joe in Westchester. Joe, you guys still have snow out there? The kids home from school? You shut down for the rest of the week?
No, we're not. I own a landscape business and I do it for a living. So maybe they need me in Philly.
You should. You should go
Yeah, we're
down.
all
You know,
over.
here in Florida, a lot of the people who live like up in Minnesota and Wisconsin and all those other states that are obviously cold and there's snow around most of the time, and lawns aren't growing up there. They come down here to Florida and they actually make a lot of money doing landscaping and mowing grass because the grass still grows. I mean, I have a guy who comes every week and cuts my grass. So that's what a lot of people do. They come down here and work for the wintertime, and then they go back up north, in March or April when the snow is gone and the grass starts growing again.
Well, one thing I would like to say also is that it's refreshing to hear your voice again because I used to listen to you back in the day. And hi, Robin, how you doing?
Hello.
You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. All right.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Be careful.
Yeah,
So the road's clear, right?
Yeah, it's
Is
nice.
there any
I'll
reason?
have you guys on. Yeah. Go ahead, Tony.
No, I'm just saying. So, in your opinion, as a man who understands how to shovel snow and get out, in and out, go to the Acme and get all the stuff for your French toast, do you think that school should be closed through the rest of this? Now, remember, it's only Tuesday. Do you think school should be completely closed?
The only thing that Democrats do is run their mouth. And about the only thing they got done right was their logo. And you know what the logo is.
Exactly
yes,
right.
we do.
Yeah, I don't know if I could say that on the air, so I'm sure everyone else.
Say whatever you want.
No, we appreciate your discretion.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, man. So, of course, Philadelphia City Council, because they want to be like the big boys, New York and Washington, D.C. and Boston. Wow. Senator Nikki Saval, another one of those really cool guys. New proposed legislation from City Council could restrict the actions of ICE agents in Philadelphia, including barring officers from wearing masks and using unmarked vehicles. Thank God. But all you criminals out there who are shooting each other in the streets and wearing masks and hoodies all the time, you do you. Keep it coming, boys and girls. Lock and load. Lock and load. Phil, and by the way, Governor Shapiro, who was on The View today, he's out there talking about how he's doing all this great stuff. Pennsylvania's like 41st in the country in all of the things he claims to be leading the country in.
Right.
Because, I don't like Josh Shapiro. I don't know him. I've never met him. And it's not because he's a Democrat. It's because the guy's a liar and he wants to be president. That's fine. He can be president, be governor. I don't care what he wants to do. But to be out there doing snowstorms when the state's closed and he's going on all these talk shows in the morning to pimp a book about his autobiography. Who does their autobiography when they're young? Don't you do an autobiography after you've accomplished a lot of things in your life?
Dawn Stensland is absolutely correct with her theory as to why Shapiro put out a book. It's not because he actually wanted to write a book, although that is certainly a benefit to him. It is so that his book tour, which he is now getting to do, is also his "I'm running for president"
Of
tour.
course it is. I get it. I don't care what he does.
Absolutely right that this was a complete PR move to get him to get airtime for something that is not technically airtime. He's doing it for the book tour, and so he can
And
claim
all of these talk shows, which are all infested by far left people who I said they were slurping him. They were basically just, I'm talking about the guys, not just the heifers on The View. I'm talking about real supposed journalists like Jake Strapper at CNN and all these other Stu Nods over there at MSNBC, whatever the hell it is now.
So, Tony, you were talking about the Philadelphia schools. I am showing that the temperature is going to be really, really nasty. So mostly it's about ice, because I don't see that
Ice? You mean low temperatures?
Yeah, I'm saying that ice on the streets, not ice.
No, you know what they have.
But the
you
snow.
lived in Philadelphia. What they do is they move the snow, and then 2 days later, the streets are plowed,
Right.
and they put salt down. And then you, as a responsible person who has a house in the city, where you have to make sure that you don't have ice,
Right.
because if somebody slips and falls in your row home street, you're responsible for it.
Responsible people. Since when are people responsible anymore?
You're supposed to be, because if you don't take care of the snow in front of your property, you are liable for anybody who falls and gets hurt.
True, but as you well know, living on Sigel Street, those days were long gone. People were not responsible, nor did they help neighbors.
That's not
who were
true, Robin. I used to go out there and mow. I would go to my mom's house and move the snow.
You and I did, but the neighbors did not.
Of course not, because there are all these yuppies who think everything should be done for them.
Yes. So I think that that's a big problem, that people are not clearing their ways, and it's just too easy, especially since they've already done the remote. That avenue was already open for them because of COVID. It is so easy to fall back on that now. Oh, let's just do remote.
So let me give you this. Here's another Philadelphia guy who's we need more bike lanes, guys. We need more bike lanes. What are you going to do with your bike lanes now? The same people. So a guy in New York, Leroy Johnson, I don't know him, Leroy Press. He says the aftermath of snowstorms in New York City, and it's not Mother Nature that's causing the major problems. It's the snowplows burying cars and snow, making it almost impossible for drivers to take their cars out. And you've seen that, right?
Yeah.
In a little street, when a plow comes up,
yeah.
You got to go out there for days and get a pickaxe and all this other stuff and get it out. Here's Daniel Pearson, Philadelphia, one of these Shakamaxon, let me give you his resume. Shakamaxon columnist and editorial writer for the Philadelphia Inquirer. Tweets aren't editorials. So now he's saying he's now the guy in New York who's talking about why. And then he writes to the guy, if you're relying enough on your car that you can't go a few days without it, you shouldn't park on the street before a snowstorm. Oh, really, Danny? Where should you park? Yeah, you been in South Philly? You've been in all the neighborhoods in Philly? I get it. Where are you going to take your car before a snowstorm?
Because, everybody has a garage in their back
jackass.
pocket. Nobody in Philly has a garage.
This is the same guy who they're complaining about the George Washington exhibit there, which was basically unearthed.
Right.
And they found bones down there. They're complaining about that. And we need to get rid of places like Independence Mall because it's a wasted space. We should put low income housing there. Forget about the Independence Hall. Just put low income housing all over these big spaces in Center City. And this Daniel Pearson if you don't know, where are you going to put it, Danny? Are you going to put it in your bike lane? In your basement? Jesus.
Hey, Tony.
Yes.
Since we're talking about snow and ice, let's do a little quick happy break, shall we?
Happy break?
Yeah, happy break.
I'm happy, Robin.
Well, you can like a laugh break.
I'm laughing all the time, Robin. Hey, what are you going to do, cry?
No.
I'm not Jimmy Kimmel. By the way, I don't have that clip. We got to play. I heard about
Jimmy,
it.
I know. Jimmy
Kimmel was crying last night.
What is wrong with
Guy
him?
who makes millions of dollars.
He's like cries at the drop of a hat.
I mean, this guy, he should have Tampon Tim on to just wipe his face every time he cries.
Seriously, he needs to have a testosterone check because I think he's going through menopause or something with too much estrogen. We should go to Cut 7. This is a pizza delivery guy that delivered pizza in Texas when everything is freezing over, and there was a walkway. He when he first arrives, you can see him like skating on his shoes, and then this kid, I suspect, is on the spectrum, but he is enjoying his job so much. Let's go to cut number 7. This will bring a smile to your face.
I'm smiling
Pizza
all
guy
the time.
just did this after I tipped well for the Texas freeze. debating if it was worth it.
I saw you ordered contactless delivery, and that's fine, so I'll just leave it here for you. But, like, I noticed on the app you left me a 25% tip and also, like, a $10, like, severe weather tip. And I just wanted to say that's pretty awesome. So thank you for that. And, like, I wish there was something I could give back to make it more, like, bang for your buck. Actually, let me try one of my skills really quick for you. Yeah, one sec. Also, I noticed you got a thick crust, so kudos for that, because a lot of people get thin crust and they don't realize, like, it's the same price either way, so. Okay.
Okay, are you ready, Tony? Are you ready? Here you go.
Thank you so much. Pizza should be
box.
Otherwise, you ordered flatbread. All right. Well, anyways,
By the way,
thanks
did
a
you
lot
see
for
the
that.
name of the pizza
Stay
place?
warm.
Hold on. And now let him take off. How awesome is that?
Dude, did you see the name of the pizza place?
Yeah, like Mario's or
No,
something.
Joint Stoner's Pizza.
Oh, really?
Didn't you read the top of the box, Robin?
I did not see it. I think
It
it's,
said Joint Stoner's Pizza.
I love Ring Doorbell.
The dude was baked.
That was freaking awesome. Like those are like the little gifts that happen throughout the day when you see something like that. Love it. He definitely deserved that 25%.
Absolutely. Just go out and get your own damn pizza. I mean, it was walkable. It wasn't like the entire city was closed. But I'm seeing all the same people who are like, oh, these people having their cars plowed in. How dare they park their cars? They should have just left them in the middle of the street like they do on Broad Street.
The common sense has
The yodel was
left.
pretty good, though.
Yeah, the yodel was good. Definitely. I kept wondering, what in the world is this guy going to do? And then I saw that.
That was pretty
That
cool.
was pretty funny.
Thank God for Ring cameras. What would we do without them?
I don't
Robin?
know. Ring cameras are awesome.
Yes, they are. Meanwhile, the Arizona story, we're still waiting to hear from my buddy Dustin Gage.
Actually, I was going to tell you during the commercial break, Dustin is going to come on tomorrow. He wasn't able to work his schedule today.
Okay.
And he
I know
wants
he's
to go-
busy up there.
Yes, he's very, very busy. He apologizes for not being able to fit it in today, but we've already got it on the schedule for tomorrow. So Dustin Gage, Minneapolis.
Dustin Gage.
Did I say Gage?
Yes.
Gage. The Minneapolis guy with receipts will come on tomorrow to talk about what's going on up there.
And what's going on up there, you see today now, the people in Minnesota, the troublemakers who want to dox everybody and get people in trouble, now they went to the governor's place today to complain about police last night arresting people on the streets because most of the ICE guys are gone. And now, I don't know if you saw the video, but last night, actually, Minnesota police and Minnesota National Guard guys were out there, and they weren't taking any crap. Did you see some of the videos?
Yes, and the irony is that they could have done this from day one.
Exactly.
It is just like what happened in San Francisco when the Chinese came to visit, and suddenly San Francisco and Newsom and the mayor of San Francisco was able to clean up all of the homeless encampments and all the drug paraphernalia and trash on the streets. Suddenly it was all gone. But they said that they didn't have enough money to do it before. Well, here's the same thing in Minneapolis. They said that they couldn't do it. They was out of their hands. And yet, when they finally realized that this was bad for them, then oh, look, we can clean up. Yes, we can make law and order.
They don't want to.
I know.
They don't want to because they want the people that they brought in to remain permanent voters, have kids, while white people aren't having kids. So they just want to add to their base. They want these people to be forever indebted to one party while the whites and blacks are dying and moving on. This is their voter base for the future. That's what it is. It's that simple.
Here, let me explain something to the folks out there that I saw that was really, really interesting and how the mentality works of the grift. One Somali man, one Muslim man, it doesn't really have to be Somali, that they come over and they have one wife. Then, according to Sharia law, they're allowed to have multiple wives, right? Well, it's not allowed here in the United States.
Mhm.
So what do? They bring over another wife and they put him in the house next door. Now, where he lives and his wife, there's no extra money coming in unless they have other grifts going on, which is most likely. But the house next door where wife number one is, she says that she doesn't have a husband, and so she gets put on welfare.
Mm-hmm.
And then he brings in another wife, and they get the free housing and free everything in the house next to that. And he does this. There's one guy in particular that the example was, this one guy had 8 wives, all living next to each other. And then those 8 wives all created a daycare with all of the children in every single house and registered each other's children in each other's houses, saying that they were operating daycares and they were getting money on top of that. So each one was getting like millions.
Yeah, of course. Of course. And that's what's got to be investigated. And it's happening everywhere. It's happening in Pennsylvania. It's happening in every city. Because when you find ways, like in Jacksonville, they had this big scam, and Gavin Newsom's pimp posted, "Oh, what's going on in Florida?" Yeah, SNAP people are stealing money in every city. If you have SNAP benefits, people can figure out ways. And by the way, Jacksonville is in Florida, but SNAP crimes are happening everywhere. And guess what? And a lot of the people doing these SNAP crimes are wealthy. The guy in L.A. who had a Range Rover.
Yes.
This guy who was taking money, pretending to help homeless people, was pocketing the money. He has a Range Rover, big mansion in Westwood. These people they don't care about the little guy. They will find ways, even if they're rich, to find ways to scam money. And the SNAP ones are the way they put the machine in and they put fake stuff in the machine and then steal your number and then cash it all in and then sell it for like 50 cents on the dollar.
Yep.
So if you have $100 in SNAP, you can sell it to them for $50, and then you can go and spend that money.
Exactly.
So that's what's going on. But all of a sudden, all these Minnesota and Arizona, I got it, Ron. Relax.
Okay, I didn't know if you saw me.
I saw you. You don't have to keep doing this. People wonder why I yell. I know there's a phone call. Who do we have? Do you know the name?
I do.
Okay, then tell me.
Craig from Maryland.
Craig from down in Maryland, where his great senator, that Van Hollen guy, is out there already talking about ICE again and how he's going to make sure his boys who are illegal criminals stay in the country. What's going on in Maryland today, man?
No, hey, not a whole lot, Tony and Miss Robin. Yeah, we have idiots for senators. And Raskin, he's brilliant.
Oh, Raskin's the worst. And it's interesting because my son and my grandkids live in Maryland, but then you got Jamie Raskin, who's a weasel and a liar. Then you got this Van Hollen guy, and there's a couple of other ones. I didn't realize
the
Maryland had so many losers.
The big thing now is the state is pushing to redistrict. So I live on the Eastern Shore outside of Chestertown, and they're trying to push where there's a little sliver of a road that goes up through Montgomery off the bay and Baltimore County or whatever, and they're going to make that just blue enough that we won't have any representation on the shore. So that's coming up on this next election.
Yeah, that's what they're doing everywhere. In cities like in Boston, in Massachusetts, they want to make sure that there's zero Republican representation. Pennsylvania has some. But the one guy, this drunk Fitzpatrick guy, he's a rhino. He pretends to be a Republican, but he's a rhino. So all of these people are weasels, and they're trying to steal our money and then get rich, and we get screwed.
What I was calling about, Tony, was you said Acme earlier. Now, I live in Maryland now, but I was born on North Sycamore Street in Clifton Heights. And I've said Acme down here, and people laugh at me. But yeah,
I was pretending I was a South Philly guy again because that's what people call it. They don't say Acme.
No, I know,
they say
Acme.
let's go to the Acme.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go to the Acme. Even though it's
right.
not. By the way, I saw Amazon Fresh stores in Philly are all closing.
Really?
Yeah. Why? I thought Amazon stores were good.
Well, I'm going to leave you with this, Tony. I don't know if you're familiar, if you're from up there. You remember the Bazaar in Clifton?
Absolutely. The Bazaar of all nations. Absolutely.
I had the run of that place when I was a kid. My mom worked there as a manager's assistant, and it was a great place. Good times.
No, my son. No, so you live in Maryland now? Because my son lives on the Eastern Shore. He's down in the Chestertown area. What's the town called, Robin? The actual town?
Centerville.
Centerville, one of the most historic towns in Maryland.
Yeah, I'm 50. Yeah, I live on the Chester River, and like 15 minutes from Centerville.
Good crabbing down there, but we got good crabbing down here too. Right outside my window, I put my crab trap out. We got monster blue claws here too, so I don't even have to drive to Maryland.
Have your son send J.O. seasoning to you to steam them up with.
No, he has that. He buys it by the 55-gallon drum down there, man. They don't buy the little ones. It gets the J.O. and then of course people.
And everybody wants Old Bay. All right, man.
Yeah, Old Bay is that's what everybody knows. But there's so many different spices now. Yeah, J.O. is a good one, and it doesn't sound. It's not that kind of J.O. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
Because there's a lot of people I know that I would call a J.O.
Yes.
But it's not spices for crabs and lobsters and stuff. You know what I mean?
Appreciate the call.
I know exactly what you mean.
All right, brother. Thank you so much, man. Now, who is that saying crabbing with hand lines is so much? Absolutely. I love it.
It's one of Tony's favorite activities.
I love letting it. I sat out there the other day with the rod when it was 82. We got sheep. We got everything down here, man.
Now we have
hurricanes.
We
too.
have more calls that we will get to when we come back from this break. And once again, if you haven't done it yet, during the break, go and make sure that you give the thumbs up on the YouTube channel and make sure that you've subscribed. And we love to see you because this is must-watch radio. And if you're listening on Odyssey and that's the only thing you can do, fabulous. But if you are able to head over to the YouTube, the WPHT 1210 YouTube channel and watch us on there so that you can see our lovely faces.
Exactly. Beautiful.
And do that while we are on the commercial break right now.
All right. It's Tony, Bruno, Miss Robin. It's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
This is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about. But if you're a parent,
Pizza Guy just did this after
or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated
for the Texas
or
freeze,
expensive,
debating
that's
if it was
actually why I
worth it.
mentioned Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/plan to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/plan for 20% off. Trustandwill.com/PLAN.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
I'm Paul Cozy from Cozy Jewelers, and we're not your typical jewelry store. We're a family-owned jeweler and manufacturer, crafting nearly every piece right here in-house. When you shop with us, you're getting a curated, custom design experience, not just a selection of cases on a shelf. That means every piece is personal, crafted with care, and made to last. If you want something different, truly unique, and made just for you, this is fine jewelry the way it's meant to be. Come see us in Newtown Square and step up to the 5th C. Color, cut, clarity, carat, and cozy.
Achieve your dreams and goals with a home equity loan from American Heritage Credit Union. As a homeowner, reward yourself for your hard work and investment. Home equity can be used in a variety of ways, like completing home improvement projects, fund a family vacation, consolidate bills, or pay for school tuition. Give back to yourself for your hard work. Visit AmericanHeritageCU.org/homeequity to learn more. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity. Not a member? Join today. NMLS 433838.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Hey, this is Larry Steinhaus with Investor Schooling. Listen, I know sometimes you worry about coming to see me because you don't want to invest in real estate, because you don't want to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants. I'm going to teach you a way that you don't have to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants, or even own any real estate and invest in real estate at the same time. You want to learn this, so go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday, and I promise you, no toilets, no trash, no tenants.
Free speech lives here. With Rich Zioli. Weeknights at 6. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. WPHT.
Okay, what the hell is this? Sean said, "Do you care what kind of music you come back to?"
No,
I'm like,
I don't care.
No, we like everything. I lied. I did not like that.
Darn.
I lied.
Let's go to the phones. We'll have more updates coming up. And now Katie Hobbs, the governor of, they're all panicking now in Arizona. They're all pretending that didn't happen last night, and we didn't see that dirtbag guy who's now been doxxed and identified, and those women, those nuts. He is absolutely in deep, deep doo-doo in Arizona. Let's go out a little farther west. Let's go all the way out to the Bay Area, where we will not be at the Super Bowl, but neither will the 49ers, the Rams, the Minnesota Twins, or the Los Angeles
This is
Rams. I
going
mentioned
out,
the Rams.
This is going out to the West Coast Bay Area.
Yes, we're going coast to coast, borough to borough, borough to borough, and our buddy Vasu. What's going on out there, brother?
Tony Bruno, the fabulous Tony Bruno, and the extravagant Miss Robin Austin. How are you both?
She is extravagant. That's a good word. I wouldn't use it to describe her, but
As I am wearing a ripped sweatshirt that is probably 25 years old. Yeah, I'm so extravagant.
Well, it's cold out here. We got to put gross sweatshirts on now. It's an outrage.
It
is.
So before I get to the point I was going to agree with Robin about she made earlier, I got to say that I'm going to miss you guys out here this next week, because we had probably the best week we ever had 10 years ago when Super Bowl 50 was out here, and I got the chance to work with you guys, if you call that work. But for me anyway, that was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing people out here.
It's hard to believe that was 10 years ago. That was Super Bowl 50, and remember, they wouldn't put the letter on it because Super Bowl 50 was L. So they didn't want people walking around with an L on their heads. That's the reason why. So they put 50 on the hats.
The only
so a
one.
Super Bowl 50 is the only Super Bowl. This is great trivia. Use it at a bar tonight if you're trying to pick up some strange, male or female.
That did not have Roman numerals.
That's right, because they didn't want to put L on a hat.
That makes total sense, but I know. Now I'm worried about after you brought up Arizona, now I'm worried about Arizona going to spring training next month to see. Hopefully it calms down a little bit. But
No, I don't
I
calm
wanted
down.
to.
All of these people are just doing this. I mean, it's insane. It's insane what's going on in this country. Again, let people do their jobs.
Well, normal propaganda, Tony, as we know it, that's regular conversation to you and I at our ages. Now, I mean, at my age anyway, is like very extreme because nobody can have a conversation, work across tables, which is what I wanted to agree with Robin about. If there were no parties and people could work across the tables, like when I was young, and I remember even the farthest right and the farthest left could walk across the table, walk across the party lines, and do what's right for the country. And that's impossible nowadays because if you disagree with me, then you're a blanking idiot, and if you agree with me, you're my best friend in the world. And
it's stupid. I've been involved in. I was a news reporter. I was a journalist. I was a political science major. I've interviewed heads of state, presidents, vice presidents, obviously tons of athletes. So it's about getting along with people, not talking about politics.
Look at what they're doing to John Fetterman. Just because on one or two issues he agrees with what is going on and he agrees with quote unquote the right, they're eviscerating him. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, why wouldn't you give a guy credit who doesn't just walk the same party line, regardless of your party? There's a lot of Republicans who go after Trump, and that's their right. And so the Democrats, they don't want anybody walking out of lockstep. And John Fetterman, look what the guy went through. And people were against him. And now that he's actually opposing certain things that the Democratic Party does, he's a turncoat. He's a bad person.
He's a pariah. He's a pariah. Yeah, exactly.
Could you imagine being that? Yeah. Could you imagine being that intolerant of one of your own people, and now you want to primary him and get rid of him?
That's the way it is right now. If you can't agree 100%, then you're completely wrong. But I was going to go to the YouTube channel. I did yesterday to smash and subscribe because I haven't seen what you guys look like. So I said fabulous and extravagant because every time I go to the YouTube channel, the commercials interrupt. And I don't know if it's AI or not, but every commercial that comes in between a salient point is ED medicine and sleep wellness commercials. So I don't know if AI knows how old I am or whatever the case is.
Don't forget Leaf Filter, though, because Ron is up on the ladder
They're big out
looking
here.
for Leaf Filter. Yeah. Well, listen, if you turn on the TV and you watch any news or any sporting event, everything is ED and everything is drugs.
Well,
every commercial is a drug commercial now.
Ever since
but I think they're talking to me, and I don't like it.
I saw the commercials prior to Tony getting his ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease diagnosis, but that is all I hear now. I mean, I know that I'm listening for it more, but every commercial break has either Tremfya or what's the other one?
There's like a million of them.
I forget it, but they're
Trulicity,
all
whatever it is.
It's amazing.
Well, it's
what else is going on?
Guys.
How's the weather?
Sorry,
How's the weather out there?
Oh, I did not even want to get into that to make people feel bad. I mean, I travel around a little bit, so I've been to the cold, but it's probably about high 50s, early 60s everywhere from San Francisco through Los Gatos, through Santa Cruz, through Capitola to Monterey. Man. Not to mention Robin's favorite, the Lupin Lodge from years ago when we talked about that. For those that don't know, Robin can explain the Lupin Lodge. Yeah.
Robin, what's the Lupin Lodge?
I've never been
there?
to yet.
Am I having a senior moment? I don't remember the Lupin Lodge. What is the Lupin Lodge?
Well, I don't think you've ever been there, but I think you've heard of it, Robin. The Lupin Lodge is the naked community.
Oh, okay.
You
I don't
remember now?
recall
Okay.
that. I don't
We did
recall
have that
the Lupin
conversation
Lodge.
because you mentioned it to me first. I never heard of it until you mentioned it to me first about 8 or 9 years ago, and somebody brought it up the other day, and I go, "Oh, I heard that from Robin Austin." I said, and then I saw you guys on Facebook, and I'm like, I got to call and see what's going on with these guys because
The only
this
thing
format
that
is
I
totally
recall
different.
out of the San Francisco area is in Santa Cruz, just north of Santa Cruz, is the beach called Red, White, and Blue, and that is a nude beach, or at least it was back 25 years ago or whatever. But I don't recall the Lupin Lodge at all.
No, I don't
I don't
either.
even remember talking about it.
I remember the
So
Shuck and Jive and all those other
So
places.
maybe you are giving me credit for something that I did not tell you about. Maybe it was somebody else.
That's all right. A true radio personality.
Were you drinking that night? Were you drinking that night at the Super Bowl party down in the Glass House in San Jose?
Was I drinking that night? Not since the event of the funnel. Yes, I think we were, thanks to the vodka that was being served to us. Sure, that was fabulous. In fact, next week in San Francisco, I'm hoping to run into some of the few people. A friend of ours from Houston is coming into town. Already texted me about a birthday week and Super Bowl week next week. So I'm going to be living it up for at least a couple of days while trying to do some work. But whatever work that consists of. But you guys know me. I do what I can whenever I can.
We didn't go last year because, we're building a house. And now this year I can't go anywhere until after March because I'm having these infusions, December, January, and then February. And then I have to start the injection. So they told me not to travel. So I haven't been on an air. We haven't left Florida all year.
Yeah.
We haven't left the state.
I know. It's an outrage.
It is an outrage.
We need to go up north.
Hopefully I get down there. Hopefully I get down there later this year and come see you guys finally because I haven't been there in a long time and I want to see your place. But nice to talk to you guys.
Man.
Love the
format.
format.
You too. Be careful.
Can't wait to see you guys.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. There he is, the great Vasu Davalidity Party. I always mess up his last name. But he's one of our great Indian American friends, is he not?
Yes, and we've known him. Well, you've known him even longer than I have.
Absolutely.
Tony, when Trump has a bunch of clips that just came out that the great Matt has aggregated.
So I guess Trump went to Iowa today, right?
Yes. And so we have a bunch of clips. We also have the clip of Jimmy Kimmel crying.
Yeah, I want to hear Jimmy Kimmel.
You want to hear this one?
Yeah, I got to hear this now.
So this is clip number 20.
Imagine being a late night comic and then being such an absolute panty waste. Let's hear some Jimmy Kimmel last night. Wonder why people aren't watching that crap anymore.
If our leaders are intentionally creating and encouraging violence and fear, then I hope you will also agree we need new leaders because these are not leaders.
Oh, yeah, Jim. Yeah.
Who's the one that's intentionally creating fear?
And to the people of Minneapolis, to the Preddy family and the Good family, these people who were looking out for their neighbors, we want you to know that we are with you and you are not alone.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy. Oh, my God. Jimmy. You're going to get in your limo now and go cry in your mansion in Malibu.
Files already.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
That's the only thing I agree with him.
I haven't seen late night comedy that awesome since 20 years ago.
Man, do we miss Johnny Carson or what?
Unbelievable. And then you got Colbert, his genius, F ice. And then the Stooges, the trained SEALs that go into the audiences where they don't have to pay for it, and they probably give them a little crack on New York. They probably couldn't get in because of the snow in New York. So how did Colbert do his show where all he had to say was F ice? That is such great late night commentary. Comics who aren't funny are doing politics on late night shows. Is that unbelievable?
Well, sadly, that is what we've come to. But I'm hoping that the rest of eventually, it's not going to happen anytime soon, as we can see. But I'm hoping that TV corporations are going to go the way of Budweiser. We showed the Budweiser commercial yesterday, which, talk about making you cry, was absolutely amazing. I'm not a Budweiser fan.
Well, it's not about I just can't drink any kind of Anheuser-Busch product, not because I don't like it, because of how I get a headache, whether it's Bud Light. So I was never one of these boycott Bud Light because I didn't like,
and
I just didn't drink it.
I don't like Budweiser because to me, it doesn't taste like beer. It tastes like
a lot of
watered down beer. But that's just me.
Well, Robin, because you like the high alcohol loser stuff, all these IPAs that are all going out of business now.
It has nothing to do with loser stuff. It means that I'm a beer snob because I grew up with great beer.
And that's why you're too expensive. You're going to have to get another job just to pay for your stinking beer. By the way, we got to give love up to Spencer Pratt, who's running for mayor of Los Angeles, right?
I got to admit, I'm impressed with him.
So TMZ had your normal, some guy with a camera waiting for him to come out of a hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
In LA.
Right.
So he comes out of the hotel. TMZ says, "Are you nervous?" And since Spencer Pratt says, "What are they going to do? Burn my house down again?"
Good for him. Like every now and then you'll see somebody that was a reality star or TV star or whatever and you were like, they're so fake, they're so vapid, and then you see them like make a complete 180 and become kind of like a really strong, respectable person.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive.
Yeah, listen, with the leaders in California, I mean, Gavin Newsom's a joke.
Yes.
Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, is a joke.
Yes.
All these people are jokes. And then the NBA, and I know Steve Kerr. They go to Minnesota, play a game, and get their asses kicked. Or did they win? I don't know what they did. And now, Steve Kerr is saying that ICE agents are kidnapping 5-year-olds.
It's so
That's a lie. They're lying. You don't have to lie to try to get your point across. When you do, and people who actually understand and get the facts know, that's why the NBA is unwatchable. Not because these guys have opinions.
But in their defense, I'm not defending what they said. I'm saying that they are repeating the lies that were told to them. So
You would think, but these are people. These are learned people. These aren't Joe Schmoes on the street who don't know anything. Steve Kerr's father was killed as an agent overseas.
Do you really think that he's taking the time to find out all the ins and outs?
Remember, his team was in Minnesota and they canceled the game. And so again, you can listen to whoever you want, but when you think that everybody, because they have an opinion, they're right or wrong, no, they just have an opinion. And the problem that I have is if you're going to give an opinion, do it based on facts, not feelings. That's all. That's all. And then this idiot Andy Kim in New Jersey, this is what he says today. Trump has made 16,822 times the annual income of the average American in just 1 year. That's over $1.4 million. How much has your family made since he returned to the White House? This is a guy who never had a private sector job. Where does all his money come from?
Yeah.
Taxpayers, Andy. By the way, I loved your song, Baby, I Love You, though. That was a great hit. Should have just kept making music. Remember Andy Kim?
No.
Baby, I love you. We may play a block of Andy Kim in the 5 o'clock hour. Yeah, Trump has made 16,800. How much has Bernie Sanders made, who's never signed a check in his life? How much have any of these people ever made in the Joe Biden in the private sector?
We'll have Sean work on getting Andy Kim music for when we come back.
He only had one hit. He had Baby, I Love You, Andy Kim.
Let's come back with that when we come back from the break.
We can play that, yes. We're coming right back. It's Tony, Bruno, Miss Robin, the 5. Wait, we're not breaking now, all right?
Yes, we are.
But we're coming back before the 5 o'clock break,
yes,
right?
We are.
All right, we'll take a quick break, come back, and then break again. But don't break me, baby. Don't break me.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm.
I don't owe the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Actual client compensated for sharing their experience. Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
2026 promises to be a good year for software companies. Morgan Stanley's survey of chief information officers found that companies expect to increase their software budgets in 2026 by 4% from last year, with Microsoft expected to be best positioned to benefit from improving spending conditions. The survey found that Microsoft's backing of ChatGPT creator OpenAI continues to be a key factor. I'm Jason Brooks.
As a small business owner, if a sudden need or opportunity comes up, are you ready to act fast with the capital you need? With LendSeek, you will be, with up to $5 million in as little as 24 hours. Whether it's a credit line, term loan, or revenue-based financing, LendSeek's AI-enabled marketplace can match you with the right funders. More than 1,000 business owners have used LendSeek to access over $300 million in funding. Start ready and stay ready with LendSeek. Apply at lendseek.com.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/plan to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/plan for 20% off. trustandwill.com/PLAN.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, newnordicusa.com, or your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
Broadcasting live from the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
That's not Andy Kim, is it?
Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, okay. Jimmy Buffett. I wanted a little Andy Kim to commemorate the great do-nothing senator from New Jersey who just talks and talks and never says anything except take money from the taxpayers and a crybaby. Meanwhile, it's 5 o'clock hour is coming up yet.
Correct. Tony, you have a clock right in front of you. So yes, you are paying attention.
Thank you, Robin. People think this is easy. It may look easy, but it's hard, as Michael Vick once said.
Oh.
all kinds of stuff. By the way, Donald Trump is out in Iowa. I don't think the corn's been planted yet, but he's doing this tour where he's talking about the economy, whatever he wants to do. He's the president. But anyway, before he left, he had a couple of comments. Now, cut 21, he talks about Cuba. Cuban sandwiches are great. Everybody loves them in Miami. But, Mr. President, what's going to happen in Cuba?
What are your plans, Mr. President? What are your plans for Cuba, Mr. President? Well, we're going to see what happens with Cuba. I don't know. Anybody interested in Cuba in this room? Not too many people. This is not a Cuba room, but that's all right. There are plenty of them around, especially in Miami. And Cuba will be failing pretty soon. Cuba is really a nation that's very close to failing. You know, they got their money from Venezuela. They got the oil from Venezuela. They're not getting that anymore.
All right, now on the Minnesota situation. Now, I've been saying this, and people who say this have been doxxed, have been called liars, right?
Right.
My buddy in Minnesota, PA on the mic, Paul Allen, the voice of the Minnesota Vikings, who now all these radical idiots in Minnesota are calling to be fired because he went on the air and had a joke on his Friday show about the paid protesters. And he was joking. They wanted to kill this guy.
Yep.
These people are absolutely demons. They're zombies. These people are, I've never seen more people mentally disturbed than the people who are going out there and protesting, not peacefully.
Well,
people protest peacefully with signs.
I
But
was
if
on-
you don't think that these people are, let's go to the president again, Robin.
Okay.
And then I'll take your comments on the other side. What about the people in Minnesota, Mr. President?
Crime.
But it's gone very differently in Minneapolis.
Well, it has. It's the only place.
And now the message is out that Tom Homan is in.
Yeah.
Commander Bovino is supposedly leaving Minneapolis along with some CBP agents. Is this a pullback?
I don't think it's a pullback. It's a little bit of a change. Everybody in this room that has a business, you make little changes. Bovino's very good, but he's a pretty out there kind of a guy. And in some cases, that's good. Maybe it wasn't good here. But you have to understand, when I watch some of the people that I've been watching over the last few weeks, these are paid insurrectionists. These are paid agitators. These people aren't normal, like OG, that, they're incensed about anything. How do you get incensed when you go into a state and you're taking criminals out? You're taking monsters out, murderers. We had 11,888 murderers let into our country by other countries, by Biden with his open border stupid policy. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You talk about bad policy. Open borders where people were coming, so the whole world, the Congo, Venezuela, all over the world, they're letting people in from their prisons and they're feeding them into the United States. And they're murderers and they're drug dealers and they're everything else you can think of, every bad name you can think of. And they let them in by the millions. We closed the border. We have nobody coming into our country anymore.
There you have it. No lies detected in those comments. But I'm sure the media will be apoplectic, and the Philadelphia Inquirer will be writing.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Trump calls everybody.
Will Bunch will be writing a scathing editorial that no one will read. We're coming right back, 5 o'clock hour. It's Tony, Bruno, Miss Robin. Your calls, too. Still ahead on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Hey, Dawn Stensland here. Kick off your new year on a high note with a new certified or pre-owned vehicle from my friends at the Piazza Auto Group. Did you know Piazza carries more than 3,500 new vehicles and 1,600 pre-owned vehicles at any given time, like Honda, Acura, Mazda, Hyundai, and Volkswagen, plus pretty much any other brand that you can think of. Now that's selection. Visit PiazzaAutogroup.com, search Piazza's new and pre-owned inventory, or to find a dealer nearest you. Make sure you tell them Dawn sent you.
Have you been thinking about doing a Roth conversion, but the upfront taxes are holding you back? Welcome to Rothright. We can show you how to significantly reduce taxes on a conversion, potentially saving hundreds of thousands, even millions in taxes over your lifetime. A Roth conversion will give you tax-free income, eliminate required minimum distributions, and leave a tax-free estate for your heirs. Call 855-415-ROTH. That's 855-415-ROTH. Or visit Rothright.com. Accredited investors only. Rothright is not a financial advisory firm. Consult with a tax professional before making any financial decision.
Announcing that gold has surpassed $5,000 an ounce, and silver is at an all-time high as well. If you need cash to help pay those bills, then you must go to the Estates Roadshow. Gold and silver, old rings, chains, and even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. 3 locations this week: Chestnut Hill, Bensalem, and Doylestown. Bring your gold, silver, coins, diamonds, and watches, even broken pieces, and get cash on the spot. The prices of gold and silver are at an all-time high, so there's never been a better time to sell. No appointments, no fees, no pressure, just friendly professional buyers with over 35 years in the business. Go to the Estates Roadshow, Monday through Friday in Chestnut Hill at the Chestnut Hill Hotel, in Bensalem at the Courtyard by Marriott, and in Doylestown at the Doylestown Inn. Get some cash in your hands today to help pay those bills at the Estates Roadshow. For more info, visit estatesroadshow.com and follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook for all upcoming events.
Cancer,
If you've been diagnosed recently, it doesn't have to be as devastating as it may seem. Chances are you didn't just get cancer recently. What you need to do is visit the team at Innovative Medical Associates. Dr. Molly Fantasia, the PhD doctor and founder of Innovative Medical Associates, has helped hundreds over the years with her unique hydration protocols geared specifically to cancer support. The team is comprised of Dr. Molly Fantasia and her doctors, plus her outstanding nursing staff. With almost 30 years in practice, Innovative Medical Associates can help you navigate the journey through cancer and beyond. To set up your initial complimentary consultation, contact Innovative Medical Associates at 856-489-0505, 856-489-0505, or visit their website, innovativemedicalassociates.com. That's innovativemedicalassociates.com. Make that appointment, and you'll be on your way to treating cancer as only Innovative Medical Associates knows how.
A simple piece of paper. It's something we use every day. For the most part, it does what it's designed to do. It sits there flat on your desk as a placeholder for information. But with a couple strategic folds, suddenly your flat piece of paper becomes an airplane and flies across the room. Your 401k is kind of like that flat piece of paper. It just sits there as a placeholder for your money. Alan Cohen of Spectrum Wealth Partners can show you those strategic moves to take your 401k from just sitting there to creating the income you need for retirement. Call today for a free no-obligation meeting. 856-322-8686. That's 856-322-8686. Or online at SpectrumWP.com.
Advisory services offered through Concurrent Investment Advisors, LLC, and SEC-registered investment advisor. Concurrent Investment Advisors, LLC, and Spectrum Wealth Partners are not affiliated companies.
WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Philly! Afternoon fire incoming. 1210 WPHT. Rolling into Philly on the airwaves high. Tony Bruno's leading the charge, giving all he's got. Miss Robin's right there, keeping it sharp and true. No script, no safe space, just straight talk coming through. From Eagles heartbreak to the latest DC mess, we cut through the noise, no time for less. Max loaded with knowledge, dropping facts like rain. Justin on the rails, keeping this train on the main. Crank it loud, Tony Bruno. Miss Robin. 3 to 6 on WPHT. We're storming the town, Matt bringing good knowledge. Justin keeping us on track. No filter, no mercy. Philly fight back. Turn it up. Feel the heat rise. All truth, no disguise. Yeah. Let's go. Matt dropping wisdom. Justin
Got a good game you can dance with. I got you 65.
Cruise locked in. It's showtime. Crank it loud. Tony and Robin. Knowledge fly. Never stopping. 1210 WPHT. Afternoons ablaze. Watch us on YouTube. Welcome to the crowd.
Yeah. Smash that like button.
It's Tony Bruno. Hit it. 1210 WPHT. You love
Everybody now.
I still don't know which one's my favorite.
I like them all. If you can dance to it, Robin, it's good with me. You know what I'm saying?
They all have a good beat.
Yes, they do. It is the 5 o'clock hour here. The great Sean Walsh in the studio. The great Matt DeSantis in Arizona looking for chicks in parking lots who are doxing ICE agents out there. Somebody's got to do it. See, we have reporters in San Francisco last hour.
Yes.
The great.
Well, Matt will be coming back home
I
soon.
know he will, but he's on assignment right now. And he's where the action is right now.
That's what he's doing.
All the
now.
action is in Arizona right now.
Yeah.
Mill Avenue, Scottsdale. You've been to Scottsdale many times,
There
Rob.
is always action in Scottsdale.
Absolutely. As I mentioned, there's more Botox in Scottsdale than there is in the faces of Gretchen Whitmer. Who's the other broad in New York, the governor up there? Kathy Hochul.
Mm-hmm.
When you see all those frozen faces, well, in Minnesota and New York, in the wintertime, all of these women have frozen faces. But in Arizona on Scottsdale, The women there pay for the frozen faces.
Yeah, they have frozen faces all year long.
Even in the heat of the summer when the misters come on, because it's so hot and there's no humidity. So there's no moisture in the air out there. So you got to have the misters come down.
I lived in Arizona for a couple of years, and I did the test. In the middle of the summer, I actually cracked an egg on top of my car, and it did cook it.
Beautiful.
It cooked it.
Eggs were cheaper back then.
I did, yeah.
Eggs were so expensive last year, you couldn't even egg your neighbor's house. Same thing with toilet paper. But now they're down again. I don't know. Toilet paper, once the toilet paper and paper towel prices went up, they'll never come back down again.
Yeah, why would they?
Exactly.
Why?
It's like the candies. Once they convinced you that once they convinced you that fun size was the way to go, people didn't want to pay for the big ones because they were $12 for a candy bar.
That's never happening. But to be fair, egg prices have come down.
Yes, they have. You know why? Because chickens procreate, and they have more chickens until the government or some communist organization poisons them or tells people that they have a flu, and then they all have to be killed. But the difference between chickens and livestock and cows, chickens reproduce, and they'll be laying eggs in a couple of months. Well, that's why egg prices are coming down. It's pretty simple, supply and demand.
An egg, a hatched chick can start laying eggs within 2 months, 8 weeks from chick to laying eggs. A cow, when they cull the herd for whatever reason they said that they needed to cull herds for, which was not reality because they were blaming it on mad cow disease and some other stuff. Not all the cows were sick, but the government went through and said you have to kill them all. Well, from calf to adult, where you can start slaughtering them again, that's at least, I think, a year or 2 years?
I don't know. Who do I look like? Farmer Joe? Farmer John?
Well, when the only cow, like a calf to giving birth to another calf is at least a year and a half. So it takes a while.
Rosalie Hahn says, I have toilet paper from 2021. I still have a roll of the Hillary Clinton toilet paper that was big back in the day. Remember when she was running?
That.
I keep that. I don't use it. Only when she makes a comment and then closes her. Bill and Hillary Clinton, they always post this grandiose stuff ripping everybody, but then they lock their account so nobody can reply. How about that for a responsible government, huh?
Rosalie Hahn in the chat room in the YouTube chat is asking, was that a Newman song? No, that was a Miss Robin song.
Yes.
It was Newman who...
Newman Price was the guy who started this whole thing.
He told me about the fabulous app called Suno. Suno, where you can create songs.
But you have to pay for it. So we're paying for this stuff. We don't get it for free.
Totally worth it, though.
Yeah, Robin, who's paying for it?
We are.
Because we care. We're doing this for you. So don't forget, as they say in the bars at the strip clubs, don't forget to take care of your waiters and the girls on your way out the door.
But I have created many songs now, and it is so much fun. I even created a song for my daughter for her birthday.
Yep.
You have to write the lyrics. You have to write your own lyrics to it, and then you give it prompts. And it comes up with this stuff, and it's amazing.
Yep. You don't need. That's why AI is going to take over the world.
Certain things.
It already is. You know that Budweiser commercial? That's AI.
No, well, it's AI enhanced.
Yeah, but back in the day, everything was done with real horses. The Budweiser commercials, and now even like the train, the holidays are coming. The Coca-Cola train.
Right.
That's all AI now.
Yes.
So that's taking jobs away from the artists and all these people. That's why a lot of these movies, they're using AI.
But AI, full-on AI with no real-life enhancement is still not great. Like, for example, I used AI day before yesterday to promote you being on this entire week on WPHT. And I wanted a video picture of you in studio at the WPHT studios.
Did it put me in prison?
And I didn't have one that had WPHT in the background. So I asked AI to create, and they got it almost right. Like if somebody doesn't know you and they've only seen a picture of you here or there, they're like, oh, that's a great picture of Tony Bruno. But if you look at it,
most of my pictures are real. I don't do airbrushing. I don't do AI. any of that stuff. Although when I was eating my French toast for all the people who were going through the snow stuff, because that's what people do. They run out and get eggs and milk, right, and butter and bread, and it's for French toast.
The irony is I had actually made French toast that morning,
Yes,
but
you
Tony was so hungry and ate it so fast that he didn't get any video or pictures of it.
So then Don Robin had to recreate a fake plate of French toast with
Yes.
me on the patio with the water behind, and it automatically, it mysteriously and magically came up, and I ate it without any utensils. I was like Mondami when he was eating bugs in New York.
Yes, it was hysterical because the prompts I used was I gave a photograph to Grok and then the AI Grok, and
By the way, Grok better than ChatGPT. Is there any doubt about it?
Definitely. Anyway, I gave the prompt saying, have the man in this photograph eating French toast. And it did, but it looks normal on the table at first, but then the plate starts levitating.
Yes.
And then
I wish that had really happened.
I know.
It's such a pain in the neck when you have, you got the syrup and then you got little pieces of bacon and the little sausage links, sausage, as they say.
It was pretty good.
By the way, Chris Appolito says the picture of me fishing looked right out of a Sears catalog.
That was real.
That was not AI.
That was not AI.
No.
That one was a real photograph.
We don't fake anything here.
Or real video. But the one of him in the WPHT studio was totally AI, and it does not look like him. But it was close enough that I was just wondering if anybody would comment on it. And I think I had one or two people that says, that's AI.
Of course, when it's AI, especially in football now. They had the game in the snow over the weekend, and they have to put the lines down electronically,
right?
The blue line and then the red line. And then when the players would cross the line would be on top of the players because they couldn't digitally get it underneath the players. But when there's no debris, the line is there because they don't have to paint the line and it's digitally created. It's great. Except when the officials don't know where the line is, and then they use the AI, they use the, what is it called? I forget what it's called, but they still get it wrong most of the time, and it's an outrage. Anyway, 855-839-1210. That's the number to call. If you want to check in this hour, it is the great 5 o'clock hour. We're here till 6. We'll be back again tomorrow, Robin and I, from 3 to 6, right here on 1210 WPHT. And then on Thursday, Robin goes to the dentist, and I will be in again with the great Sean Farish. Now, I've never done a show with Sean before.
I know.
But he's an incredibly talented guy. His Donald Trump impressions are the best. And so we will chop it up on Thursday from 3 to 6, right here on Talk Radio 1210.
I have a feeling
WPHT.
that is going to be epic listening.
Epic.
Now, Tony, somehow or another, we didn't go to this. This is a clip. Clip number 1, Sean, is Tom Homan.
Yes,
who was
this morning.
I don't know if it was this morning. I know.
Yeah, because I don't know when he got to Minnesota, but it said this morning on the clip.
It did, but it's still applicable
Because he
even
was
if it
still on
wasn't.
the White House lawn,
Right.
And he was doing a live shot with the idiot, the guy who looks like Beaker. What's the guy's name on Morning Joe?
I'm not
no,
sure.
Joe.
This
Yeah,
was with
that's his wife.
I don't. The guy that was on there was not him.
No, that's the other guy. The other dip. You know what? I don't know where the other guy was.
Scarborough.
Joe Scarborough, who looks like Beaker. Remember Beaker from Sesame Street?
Yes, but
from the Muppets. Beaker was with the Muppets, right? Yeah.
So Micah was on there, but it wasn't Joe Scarborough. Somebody else. And then
I know it was. The guy came in the middle of it.
I know. And Tom Homan.
Tom Homan was absolutely destroying her.
Yes. And she was being so disdainful.
Yeah.
I really despise when somebody has the grace to come onto your show, even if you disagree with them, to be so condescending.
To lecture a guy.
Yeah, and to be condescending and so nasty, like just her facial expression. It's so unappealing to me. But that's beside the point. But she was talking about ICE disappearing people, and Tom Homan,
that's one of the things that makes me want to get out a Gatling gun and shoot out my 85-inch TV. But then I figured, screw it, I don't have insurance on it. Yeah, this is an absolute. He absolutely toasts her, and I would have toasted. And then the middle guy, who's another one of these far left losers who does the news on the show, like there's real news on MS Now. But let's go to the tape.
Matt Leb, just real quick, Jonathan Lemire or Lemire
he's another hack.
So
He's
he was the
another
other
hack.
guy that was in there. Thank you, Matt.
Nobody cares about
Let's
Jonathan
go to clip
Lamont,
number
Lee Meyer.
1.
Let's go to the undressing.
I see on the show this
I don't
morning
want-
you have Governor Healy talking about ICE doing enforcement operations at a church. False. Didn't happen.
They were parked there. They did not do an operation there. She said
but-
they were parked in a public space legally.
But to say that and to push that out there puts fear in the immigrant community. So let me tell you what's happening.
That puts fear in the community.
Right.
To park the ICE agent's vehicle
they're on a
near
public
a church.
street.
They
They're
are
on a public street.
She said
They're on a public street
sir.
waiting to respond to a criminal alien release pulled aside the road. Let me tell you, in the last couple of days, what's happened in Boston. They've arrested Victor Gomez Perez, a 33-year-old criminal alien from Guatemala, with charges of aggravated rape, assault and battery with dangerous weapon, indecent assault and battery on a victim 14 years or younger. They arrested Kaylee Espinosa, a 33-year-old criminal alien from Colombia, with charges of aggravated assault on a pregnant victim. They arrested Joshua Gonzalez, a 23-year-old criminal alien from Dominican Republic, with charges for trafficking heroin, morphine, opium, resisting police, disorderly conduct, and drug distribution. They also arrested Samuel Armando Barrero, a 20-year-old criminal illegal alien from Guatemala, pending charges for assault and battery on a child. So Mayor Wu and Governor Healy, they ought to be calling ICE and thanking them for making their streets safer, for protecting their communities and taking these people off the street. They've turned a blind eye to this. They're sanctuary cities. Sanctuaries, cities, and sanctuary states are sanctuaries for criminals. Give ICE access to the jail to arrest a bad guy in the jail rather than have to go in the community to find them. Because when you go in the community and find them, it puts ICE officers at greater risk. It puts the community at greater risk. It puts the alien at greater risk because anything can happen on the street risk. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to prioritize public safety threats. But when you got governors and mayors who are releasing these public safety threats every day into the community, that causes the crime rate, and we've seen some terrible incidents in the last few days where innocent victims are murdered. This past year, I've seen innocent Americans raped and murdered by people who are not supposed to be here. So rather than going back and forth and say, well, ICE has got a car parked near a church, that is ridiculous. You're out there looking for people like this, exactly what they're doing.
Well, I would argue that actually that the ICE vehicle parked outside a Spanish mass is a frightening sight, given what has happened in this country. I also, with respect, sir, thank you for the information that you have shared on this show, but we would appreciate all of the information. All of it. All of the data that you say you have.
I've done this show several times. Every time I'm on your show, I speak with integrity, I speak with honesty, and I speak with facts. The bottom line is, because of all this false narrative, and you using the term disappearing people,
well,
is
that's
disgusting.
What's happened. That happened to the group that was sent to El Salvador.
U.S. citizens get arrested every day. U.S. citizens get arrested by police every day. Are they being disappeared? No, their laws are being enforced. They're being arrested. They're being put in detention because they committed a criminal offense.
Not like what you're doing.
Not even close. We're enforcing the law and arresting people here in violation of law that are public safety threats. That's not disappearing people. That's enforcing the laws of this country and making this country safer.
They should be disappeared. That morning fiasco.
So disingenuous, and her tone of voice is like,
I know. I would have gone into that studio and strangled her right there. I would have strangled her.
Well, no, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
You would want to.
I would disappear her. By the way, using the governor, that moronic governor of Massachusetts, Healy, and then that more moronic mayor of Boston as virtue signalers. They're racist, and they're ignorant, and they're thugs. Remember, Mayor Wu would not allow white people to go to one of her parties.
I know.
And Maura Healey, she's just another far-left lesbian chick who thinks that because she's a lesbian, more people are going to respect her. I don't care what your sexual preference is. People in Boston get the leadership that they deserve, and it's garbage. They keep re-electing more. Each person they bring in is worse than the person that they replaced. Look at Chicago. They had that what do you call it, woman? What was her name? She was the Beetlejuice chick. The Beetlejuice looking chick.
Yes.
Right? And then they go to this other guy who's out there marching against ICE in Chicago. Mayor Brandon, whatever his name is.
Tom Homan is absolutely amazing, and he held his own. And he brought the facts.
Remember,
and how she's saying we want all the facts.
Tom Homan was given the medal by Barack Obama in the White House. This guy has been in 5 different administrations. He's not some Johnny-come-lately guy who doesn't take his job seriously. This guy's the best in the country.
Not only that, under Obama, he deported like 3 or 4 times the amount than he has already in the years that he's been with Trump. So this narrative that they're talking about is
disappearing people.
It's so detrimental.
That is the.
And I like
anybody. The next person that says disappearing people, I'm going to jump up. I'm not going to turn the TV on. If somebody says that around me, they're going down. They're going down faster than a protester in the street.
Said when a regular American citizen is arrested because of something that they did, are they disappeared? No, they get put in jail.
You know what disappears? The ratings of these crap hole places like MSNBC and CNN. That's what's disappearing. Your ratings, morons. Unbelievable.
They don't like the narrative. You know what else? What's interesting that the mainstream media didn't like the narrative of?
What?
Alex Preddy himself.
Yes.
Did you see this? So Alex Preddy, there was the original photograph that came out.
Yep.
And apparently it wasn't good looking enough for. Sorry, I'm watching an osprey just ravage a fish right there in front of us.
Oh, that's brutality, Robin. We can't show that. That's graphic content.
Wow, that was pretty amazing. Alex Preddy,
the nurse,
the nurse that was killed. The original photograph, they didn't like it because it wasn't
He looked
nice.
gaunt.
He looked gaunt, and he had a little bit of a yellowish tinge, sallow tinge to his face.
Jaundice, maybe?
Whatever. So they changed it. They actually AI'd his photograph, made him look a little bit more plump, gave him a little bit more color.
Yep.
And there is a
Didn't they do that? You know who else they did that to? Joe Rogan.
Yes.
Remember when
they
they had
made it
Joe
the other way.
Rogan? They made Joe Rogan look black when his face was white during the COVID stuff.
It wasn't that they made him look black. They made him look sick because this was when he was supposedly taking the horse dewormer, remember, during the whole COVID thing. So they did the opposite to Alex Preddy. Cut number 4 is this guy that shows the progression of the Alex Preddy photographs.
Do we have? I think we have that. The side-by-side comparison.
Yes. Let's go to.
Do we have? Now, I'm not laughing at the death of anybody.
No.
But
Definitely.
that guy's right. You notice every time Netflix does something, any classic, they have to make it with a person of color as the remake.
Yes, or the opposite.
Even the Invisible Man had to be black. How can you tell?
The one that I had the biggest issue with was an actual true story out of England, the UK, where a young kid killed somebody. And in reality, the young kid was a Muslim kid with dark skin. And the Netflix special, they changed him to a white boy.
I don't know why we have to do that. I don't know. Just put the picture of the people so we can see them. My favorite is all the arrest things, and they're calling people white. Have you seen that?
Yes.
They show the arrest of all these people who obviously aren't white, but they put white down next to the race. And then there's that one graphic, which is a full page of all the people arrested as rioting and paid protesters, and they all look very similar. What have you noticed, Robin?
Well, there's a lot of hair color.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hair color. I don't know what it is that hair color does. Does the hair color change somebody's function?
I think it damages the brain. I think there'll be clinical studies now on women, especially, who put purple dye in their hair and all these other colors. And then all those septic rings, they're going to have some sort of a disease. And that's the one thing.
To me.
Why do they always have to have the septum ring and the purple or blue hair and are morbidly obese?
I'm glad that you said septum because it's not septic.
I know. It is septic to me.
It's not a septic ring that's in their nose. It's a septum. But
By the way, there's also a special anniversary today, Robin.
Is there?
You know what today is?
What is today?
We should have stopped programming and kneeled with our knee pads from Gavin Newsom to the granddaddy of the climate hoax himself, Al Gore. Al Gore, remember, was the vice president to Bill Clinton.
Right.
And then he ran for president and lost. So he didn't lose, though. In retrospect, he won big by losing.
Yes. He was the hanging Chad guy, right?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
He was the winner because since he lost, Al Gore has made who knows how many millions and millions of dollars telling everybody 20 years ago. Remember he did that movie, An Inconvenient Truth, right?
Yes.
Oh, we're all going to be underwater.
Well, he won when he married, what's her name? The heiress to was it the Hines?
No, that wasn't him.
No, who did
that
he?
That was John Kerry married
That's
the
right,
Hines
John
woman.
Kerry. No,
John Kerry married the heir to the Hines fortune when
That's
John
right,
Hines, who
right.
was a congressman,
That's right.
died in an airplane crash. And then he married her, and he's been a grifter ever since, too. He's Lurch. He looks like Lurch.
does look
but
like
but
Lurch.
the Al Gore.
Al Gore married somebody rich
No,
too,
Al
though.
Gore's wife today would be considered far right. She came on my show when I was doing.
Tipper Gore, that's
Tipper
right.
Gore was the one who went on and wanted warning labels on, and I had her on my show when I was on WCIU 1210 back in 1990. She would come on and she wanted warning labels put on songs that she deemed that were offensive. So Tipper Gore was Al Gore's wife. I don't know where she is.
So Al did not marry into money. He made money off of
He made millions of dollars over lying about climate change.
Now, what was Tipper Gore known? Like, was she?
She was his wife, Robin.
No, I know. But was it like? Didn't she do something like?
She was one who wanted to ban
in the 80s.
Yeah, she was on. She was on a harangue about censoring music that she didn't like the lyrics to. Robin, trust me, I lived through this.
No,
I've interviewed these
but
people.
Was there anything else about her that was like a controversy about?
I don't know, Robin. I'm just telling you the story about Al Gore, the 20th anniversary, when he told us we all be underwater by now.
All right.
That's the story. What do you have to be doing sidebars? It's like when you're watching a soap opera or one of these 17 episode series.
Because I have ADD, and that's how my brain works.
Yeah, she was disgusting.
Yeah, she did. She waged war with Ozzy. She was disgusting.
I know that, Robin, because I interviewed her when that was going on. But if she were here today, she would be underwater too.
Yes.
Actually, no, she'd be in a mansion with Al Gore, who now, and now these climate people are going crazy. Climate action. Your climate action people have pretty much lost the script. 20 years later, Al Gore made that movie, and all these other climate scientists have been debunked. Even Greta Thunberg got off that train when she realized it was a scam.
She had to go on to something else because, well, the problem that they have, their big mistake is they always give you a date. In 5 years, all of the polar ice caps will be melted.
Yeah,
in
just look at the list.
years.
And by the way, he has no shame. He should be hiding. He should be hiding from anybody with his head behind his legs, never to be seen again. But guess where he was just last week, Robin?
Where was he?
He was in Davos, talking to
Oh.
all the people about how we're still going to die from climate change. 20 years later, debunked one time over another. And guess what? He's out there with the three people that are still believing that we're going to die of climate change. Unbelievable.
I do believe our house right now should have been, according to Al Gore, underwater.
Miami, but the same people who were talking about climate change all buy houses on beaches. You ever notice that?
Amazing.
They all buy houses on water. Barack Obama's got like 5 mansions, and they're all on water.
Yes.
So obviously they're not worried. Although his chef did drown, though. Barack Obama's chef up there in the Cape did drown.
Very true.
But I don't think it was climate change. But that, I don't know if the investigation has been completed. Anyway, we're taking another break. We're coming back. Much more. We have open lines. The phone number, 855-839-1210. 855-839-1210. You talk, we'll listen, you talk, and that's how it works. It's Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
This is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/plan to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/plan for 20% off. trustandwill.com/PLAN.
Hi, this is Larry Steinhaus, and I want to let you know that I buy houses. I buy houses from people that may be a tired landlord, maybe somebody who's having trouble selling their house, or maybe someone who needs to sell their house quickly. Well, all you need to do is call 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137, and I promise to answer the phone and help you with your situation. That's right, your house may be cluttered. It may be a house that a relative left you, or it may just be a house you just want to get rid of. 855-939-1137.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. Attention, Pennsylvania, New Jersey home sellers. If you're over 60 and even thinking about selling in 2026, do not start too late, as sellers are losing thousands before the sign ever goes up. They fix the wrong things, they guess on price, and they get blindsided at inspections. I want you to learn the 10 new rules of selling over 60 at Diane Cardano's free breakfast seminar, 9 a.m. this Saturday at the Hilton Garden Inn, Fort Washington. Join me, Diane, either live or on Zoom. Should you downsize now or stay put? What are your capital gains? How to declutter 30 years of your stuff? What do you fix or not fix? Should you sell as is? And how to price and market your home to sell fast. All attendees, you get a free copy of Diane's newest book, The Hidden Cost of Overpricing. Join us this Saturday morning. Get all the info. Just RSVP at 215-576-8666 or go to 215-576-8666.com. I'll see you there.
Philadelphia homeowners, protect your investment with custom storage from Closet Factory. From design through installation, everything is handled in-house, ensuring consistent quality from start to finish. Call 215-461-4013 for your free design consultation. Closet Factory, smart storage done right.
New year, healthier goals. So what's for dinner tonight? Hatfield marinated pork tenderloins, of course. Pre-seasoned, packed with protein, and oven-ready in about 35 minutes. Hatfield makes fresh starts easy, even on busy nights. And with family-favorite flavors like savory brown sugar, Texas smokehouse, Tuscan herb, and honey garlic teriyaki, everyone gets a dinner they love. For recipes and where to buy, visit simplyhatfield.com. Hatfield, better care, better pork.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, NewNordicUSA.com, or your local CVS, ShopRite, Meyer Grocery, or Wegmans.
Broadcasting live from the Piazza Auto Group studios. Experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
It's not Ruby Tuesday that's in trouble. Actually, are they still in business, Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, on the
I think Ruby
Wednesday,
Tuesday still.
Tuesday?
I know that the one in New York is still there.
There are still Ruby Tuesdays,
Yeah.
but I have sad news for all of us who like to go out and have a cold pop every once in a while.
Yes.
One of our favorite places, Robin, which we discovered down here in Florida, because I had never seen these places before. But they're all, a lot of these big eating places are all pretty much owned by just a couple of companies.
Wait, are you talking about the restaurant that keeps its beer at
Yes, indeed. That's what I'm talking about.
a practically freezing temperature all year long is going under?
They just filed. Now we're talking about Twin Peaks, not the TV series or the recreations of it. I just had the story now, and I can't find it.
Yeah, because you scrolled away from it, and if you were on X, then you know that it just disappears.
No, it was on the side. It wasn't in the actual feed. It was on the side where they give you the the breaking news stories. That one got away in a long time. That one got away really quick. But Twin Peaks, the company is called FAT, believe it or not. F-A-T. I don't mean like fat, like P-H-A-T, where everybody had the Fat Farm hats. Remember all that stuff, Fat Farm, Robin? You remember that?
Yes, the parent company of Texas-based Twin Peaks files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
And they own other places too.
That is true. Whoops, hold on a second.
Because now I can't find the story.
I'll find it.
Okay. That's what's that's when you're trying to focus on a show.
Twin Peaks is awesome. Great place. It was kind of like the idea of a Hooters, except it was a log cabin.
Yeah, it had like
hunting
animal heads on the
feel.
wall, which were fake. But yeah, it was a nice rustic feel to
And
it.
the food was really, really, really
You know,
good.
and it wasn't
normal.
like Hooters.
Yeah.
I mean, the chicks were, nice and happy, but they were nice and it's not that you go in there to look for chicks. You know what I'm saying?
The waitresses were very perky.
Yes, they were. But the
Just
beer
like we
was
like 'em.
always ice cold.
Oh, and they had
That
a
was
good
their
selection.
thing. But the beer was kept at 29 degrees, something like that.
39, I think.
No, it was colder than 39, Robin.
Was it?
I don't remember. The number was something in there. And then when it would go up, you would see the temperature change because when there's a lot of people in a place, it's hard to keep the beer cold because we would go in there in the summertime when it's really hot. You know what I mean?
It was fantastic.
Fat is the company.
Yeah.
FAT. No, not that fat. How does that story disappear so fast, Robin?
Because you went away from it.
I didn't
That's
go
how-
away from it. I have to look for other things. I got to get ready for the next segment of the show.
Talk
Jesus.
about somebody with ADD.
I don't
For
have
those of
ADT.
you- Oh,
I get a story. I tried to actually copy and print it, but I couldn't do it on this, Robin. So please, 29 is the perfect beer temperature. Thank you. There's only two types of beer, cold and disgusting. Robin likes this disgusting kind.
No,
The
I do.
super hoppy stuff.
I do, but I don't like warm beer. I know that in
No, I don't
in-
like warm beer
in
either.
the UK in England, I don't know how they have made it. They keep serving it room temperature. To me, no bueno. No. I like it nice and cold.
I can't believe they're not going out of business.
They're
just
filing Chapter 11.
Yeah,
and
because
they're
these places are
reorganizing,
struggling.
Yeah.
And
But
the fact that, a lot of places charge like $10 for a stinking beer.
it's interesting because it's just a year after they went public.
Really?
Yeah.
I just saw
So
the story
something
again
went
now.
terribly, terribly wrong.
I just saw the story again and it
Yeah,
disappeared again.
Chris Donahue.
Here it is. I just found it 4
See,
hours ago.
Joseph Ricciani says, Tony, 29 degrees will chip your teeth. That's why I think it was 39.
I don't
think
know.
it
We're going to
was-
have
it
to
was
call.
just above,
Call one of the women.
It was
and-
above freezing. I know that.
So here it is. Fat Brands, FAT, owners of chains like Fat Burger and 95% of Twin Peaks operator Twin Hospitality Group filed for Chapter 11 to restructure their $1.3 billion to $1.5 billion in debt. It grew rapidly by acquiring 9 brands since 2020, holding just $2.1 million in cash, but plans to keep all 2,200 locations running smoothly. So they're not shutting it down. They're just trying to move money around like the Somali people do in the learning centers or learning
Speaking
centers.
of moving money around, Tony, I think that we need to talk about and we need to get together as American citizens and put a stop to this.
What, the beer?
No, insider trading in our government. Last month, Representative Kevin Hearn sold close to $500,000 worth of his United Health stock. Well, guess what just happened to happen?
Let me check.
The Trump administration proposed a flat Medicare reimbursement rate for insurers, causing United
Now, was this guy a
Healthcare-
scumbag Democrat or a scumbag Republican?
Does it really matter?
Yeah,
because
because I want to identify them. I don't want you to think I just pick on Democrats on this show.
Hold on, I will tell you.
Johnny
just-
Rockets is part of that group too, but they're not getting rid of these places.
But-
They're just going to try to move money around.
You interrupted where the Trump caused mentioning that he wants to do a flat Medicare reimbursement rate
Right.
for insurers has
Right.
caused United Healthcare to crash over 10%. Hearn happens to be a House subcommittee member of health. Guess who probably had heard about this ahead of time?
Of course. Well, Nancy Pelosi, but she wouldn't remember right now, and she's out of the. I don't know where she is. She's drinking vodka somewhere.
This is really, this is a big problem. It's not just like if you look at Nancy
I want to know what
Pelosi's-
party this person's with.
Okay, let me look at
That's important, Robin, because I want to
Kevin
make
Hearn.
sure.
Or did Kevin Hearn is a Republican
Good.
from
He's a
Oklahoma.
scumbag.
He's a scumbag.
He's an Oklahoma scumbag.
I don't really care if they're Democrat or Republican. I think it's wrong on all parts. If you are in government and you have access to this information, there should be a moratorium on your account. You should not be able to trade or buy or sell or do anything within a certain amount of time of like a year before and a year after you get out of office.
I agree. By the way, R.I.P. Restaurants, 1883, 2026. You get it, Robin? Restaurants.
Restaurants,
But Hooters is still open, and Twin Peaks will still be open.
Yes.
I may have to go over there today and get a nice cold one.
Oh, that would be lovely.
That's too far.
Chris Donahue saying we need to start with Nancy Pelosi and get all the cash back. Yes. I mean, if you look at Nancy Pelosi, I actually found out the information. There is a Nancy Pelosi stock tracker on
I know, and it's legit.
It is. And this person they made an app to track all of her and her husband's stock trades, and it is operating at a 60% growth, which is better than anybody has ever done. So yeah.
Of course, they all get inside information.
Something doesn't.
We don't get
smell
inside
right.
information, but they do. Boy, people are really upset about Twin Peaks.
Are you one of them?
No, I would go in there for the ambiance and the food because they had the TVs on, and their food was pretty good, actually.
Their food is
it's better than Hooters, by the way.
Yes.
Way better than Hooters.
I'm not a big Hooters fan of their food.
Have you seen the chicks in Hooters now? Remember, I was at the original Hooters in Clearwater, Florida when they opened, and I used to go there all the time and do shows.
And one of our very good friends, God rest his soul, Dutch Dalton, he was married to one of the original Hooter girls, right?
Exactly right. That's right. Lynn Austin. That was her name, Robin. Not Robin Austin.
No.
Lynn Austin, who was on the billboard at the Phillies ballpark in Clearwater, the minor league ballpark where they have spring training and the minor league teams play. She was on the billboard there. They met and got married and had a bunch of kids. And I know Lynn. You've met Lynn, haven't you?
I have.
She's been married like 16 times. I think she has 100 kids now. So I don't think she's doing Hooters ads anymore. But a really nice lady. She did a show with two other women, the Sports Chicks in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, they actually just contacted me hoping that we would be able to help get them on Super Bowl Radio Row. But we're not going.
We're not going, ladies and gentlemen. It has come to an end. Our Super Bowl streak has ended. We will not be there this year. Now, if you want to send us hundreds of thousands of dollars, instead of going to the Super Bowl, I will start breaking ground for the swimming pool in our backyard.
And then you can come visit.
Then you can come and visit and don't have to worry about being ripped off for Super Bowl tickets and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody that helps us get the pool done has like an open invitation to Casa Bruno.
Exactly. By the way, Joe Ricciani says, I love providing Tony wrong. I think he meant proving me. Well, how did he prove me wrong?
The 29 degrees.
Okay,
thing.
I'd say I corrected. I don't remember the temperature. I know it was cold, ice cold.
Chris Eppolito is adding to that. They say that the darker beers should be at 45 degrees and lighter beers at 38.
Okay,
I do believe that if I recall, it's like either 37 or 39 degrees that they try to keep all of their beers.
I like it cold.
I do too.
But if you put ice in your beer, you should be removed from the premises immediately.
Yeah, that is very wrong. Ice in your beer and ice in your red wine, that is sacrilege.
That you should be arrested for that.
Yes.
I think ICE agents should break up and arrest you whether you're here legally or not. You put ice cubes in red wine or ice cubes in beer, that should be a federal offense.
Especially with wine. I don't care if you do it in like
white
wine or so, especially if you do it in like Zinfandel, white Zinfandel, because that's not really wine. That's more of a soda anyway. But
by the way, the search for an Eagles offensive coordinator continues on. Apparently nobody wants to work for the Eagles. According to Adam Schefter, ESPN, the Titans are now set to hire former Giants. I know we have to break. Let me finish the story. This is breaking news. The Broncos, the Titans are set to hire former Giants head coach Brian Daboll as their offensive coordinator, a contingent upon him not getting the Raiders head coaching job. So the Eagles, I'm still not in the running. Everybody's turning down the Eagles. It's an outrage. We're coming right back. Tony Bruno, Miss Robin.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Announcing that gold has surpassed $5,000 an ounce, and silver is at an all-time high as well. If you need cash to help pay those bills, then you must go to the Estates Roadshow. Gold and silver, old rings, chains, and even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. 3 locations this week: Chestnut Hill, Bensalem, and Doylestown. Bring your gold, silver, coins, diamonds, and watches, even broken pieces, and get cash on the spot. The prices of gold and silver are at an all-time high, so there's never been a better time to sell. No appointments, no fees, no pressure, just friendly professional buyers with over 35 years in the business. Go to the Estates Roadshow, Monday through Friday in Chestnut Hill at the Chestnut Hill Hotel, in Bensalem at the Courtyard by Marriott, and in Doylestown at the Doylestown Inn. Get some cash in your hands today to help pay those bills at the Estates Roadshow. For more info, visit estatesroadshow.com and follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook for all upcoming events.
Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. 610-894-7415 or go online, retirereadyfg.com.
Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, NPN number 2083768.
Your day doesn't wait. Between the school run, the office, and the grocery list, you need to know what's happening in Philly now, not an hour from now.
At KYW News Radio, we're obsessed with your quality of life. That means real-time traffic for your commute, weather that actually helps you plan your weekend, and fearless reporting on the local leaders making decisions that affect your wallet.
Stay connected. Stay informed. Tell your smart speaker to play KYW News Radio. Have you been thinking about doing a Roth conversion, but the upfront taxes are holding you back? Welcome to Rothright. We can show you how to significantly reduce taxes on a conversion, potentially saving hundreds of thousands, even millions in taxes over your lifetime. A Roth conversion will give you tax-free income, eliminate required minimum distributions, and leave a tax-free estate for your heirs. Call 855-415-ROTH. That's 855-415-ROTH. Or visit Rothright.com. Accredited investors only. Rothright is not a financial advisory firm. Consult with a tax professional before making any financial decision.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hola, amigos! It's a big noise. Brad Evans from BetMGM tonight. Listen Monday through Friday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports as we cover the biggest sports stories from coast to coast. Get insights on the NFL playoffs, college basketball conference races, and more. Download the Odyssey app now and listen from anywhere. BetMGM tonight, live and interactive, presented by BetMGM. Tune in, Team Huevos.
You can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Now here from Florida. I know it's dark in Philadelphia. The sun is set, but down here in Florida, sunset's like at 6:20 or something down here now.
I think it's even later than that.
So that's the backyard as you look out of our studio here. Sun's starting to go down. Beautiful sunsets here. And again, if you're ever in the area, give us a holler. You know, we don't have a mansion.
But we do have a guest suite.
Yes, we do. and it's sweet. By the way, I gave you a couple of outrages today. This has nothing to do with politics. Well, maybe it does, because there are people in the NFL who should not be allowed to even watch NFL games. For example, people who vote for the Hall of Fame today, Bill Belichick, whether you like him or not, Bill Belichick fell short of Hall of Fame voting in a bewildering first ballot vote. He needed 40 out of 50 votes to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame during his first year of eligibility. Belichick said he was puzzled and disappointed upon hearing the news. That is how does Bill Belichick, to any writer, I guess, who does this? Who votes on this? I want to know who votes on this. And I want the names of the people who vote on this. Because the people who did not vote for, and I'm not a Patriots fan by any means, but if you don't think Bill Belichick is a first ballot Hall of Famer, how many Super Bowls? How many Super Bowls? 8? That's ridiculous. That's an outrage.
It doesn't make sense.
6 Super Bowls as a head coach. 6 Super Bowls.
It is,
and there are a lot of coaches in the Hall of Fame who don't have 6 Super Bowls.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame is voted on by a 48-member selection committee that primarily is composed of media representatives from NFL cities.
They scumbags.
And at-large members, whatever that means, plus one...
The fat guys. Then there's the fat guys who are too fat to even get into a press box.
One representative from the Pro Football Writers of America. So there's only one writer, but...
the other ones are strappers like Nick Wright and all these other talking heads on radio.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. This is why the NFL is basically killing itself.
Okay, so there's a media representative, one from each NFL city.
Right. So I wonder who the Philly person is, who the media. Now, there are a couple people in Philly who would be great representatives, but they should be named. The people who did not vote for Bill Belichick should be named and embarrassed. 24 seasons, 17 division titles, 9 conference championships, 302 regular season wins.
It doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I appreciate the fact that he should have been in.
It's about this guy, the numbers. So Shedeur Sanders gets into the Pro Bowl with the worst record in football, but Bill Belichick does not get into the Hall of Fame in the first ballot. One of the greatest coaches of all time.
The Philadelphia area representative for the Pro Football Hall of Fame is Sal Palantonio.
All right. Well, Sal knows Bill Belichick. Yeah. And Sal knows football. So I know he wasn't one of the guys. And if he is, I'll kick his ass. I tell you right now, Sal, I hope you're listening right now up in New Jersey, pal. You didn't vote for Bill Belichick. No, of course he did.
Most likely. So Tony,
yes.
tomorrow we will be back.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we will have our Minnesota contact whom you have been following, and he's been following you on X for a long time. And he has great stuff. He's a great follow. His name is Dustin Grage.
He's a Minnesota guy reporting on Minnesota stuff.
Yes.
That the media in Minnesota, like the Minnesota Star Tribune and the other crappy the Pioneer Press, St. Paul Pioneer Press, 2 despicable organizations. No one should ever read or pay a dime to any of the idiots who work at those 2 rags in Minnesota.
So he will be on tomorrow's show. We're excited about that. We will be talking more about everything that is going on and any of the brand new news that comes up.
That's why it's called news, Robin. It's
exactly.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
And if you break news, we'll fix it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people break news.
And we will make you laugh. I mean, what more could you want from a show in the afternoon when you're going home after a long day's work?
Exactly. Don't forget to clean your parking spot. Put a couple of chairs out there. You don't want any of these strappers taking your spot, especially if you're like in South Philly where you're on a street that's protected because you have to pay for a parking pass. and some idiot from Jersey comes in and takes your spot because they're too cheap to park in a lot and then walk around to the great restaurants on East Pashock Avenue, I would absolutely deflate all your tires. If you did that to me again.
Except you want them to be able to go.
No, I would just tow them out myself and leave them on Broad Street.
And we thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope that you come back tomorrow.
Rich Cioli's coming up. We want to thank Matt DeSantis, Sean Walsh, and everybody who listened and called in today. Thank you very much. God bless you. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. And God bless America. It's still the greatest country on earth. Good night, everybody.
Hi, this is Dave Barlow from Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. At Barlow, we believe that family comes first, and so does the ride that gets you there. Whether it's the elegant design of the Buick Enclave or the power and confidence of the GMC Sierra, we've got the perfect vehicle to start your year right. This new year, enjoy incredible savings, honest pricing, and dedicated service. Visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or shop 24/7 at barlowautogroup.com. Buick, exceptional by design. GMC, we are professional grade.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to